So it goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So do not do goes without saying.
TikTok live stream is struggling.
Say it anyway.
So this plays like the beginning of like Did you make this yourself?
No, we my company asked somebody to make
It only took me 42 minutes to make a drink on stream.
What? You know, it'd be funny. We can use this exact one for remotely finding where we're gonna call it, and then just right like it's all you the whole time, and then right at the end, the last second, it just pictures me. Like the last second, I'm like, yeah.
the thumbs up photo that we have.
Yeah.
And I have.
What is going on with this right now? I'm trying to get this back to its like original aspect ratio. The music, but they can't see us. It looks like the intro animation is still playing for them. That might be too much. It only took me for this encoder. So here we are. Hi there. Welcome everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, so here it should show up, hopefully, if it's working. I don't know why it's showing up all squished like that. Do I not have, I mean down here it looks like the aspect ratio is correct.
Yeah, it's stream struggle.
What if I close TikTok and open it back up again?
You know, it's the whole classic, open, close, or turn on, turn off. Strangely enough, works like 90% of the time, I feel like.
Look at it though. It's all stretched out for some reason. If I knew it was going to be like that, I would just... Maybe it's because of the settings I have down here. Stream. Output, maybe? It might be that the resolution is like not... Yeah, the output resolution is wrong.
Wrong, like two.
Meaning it's doing 1280 by 720 instead of 720 by 1280.
Oh.
I believe.
Explains the stretchiness. So this TikTok live thing is new?
I asked nicely, so they gave me the option to do it from my computer.
Sick.
Hey, there we go. Look,
Hey,
I fixed it.
nice, good job.
So on the bottom, they'll be able to see what our hands are doing. At the top, they'll have a close-up of whoever's like right in front of the sign. It looks like separate cameras, but it's not, because we can still do this.
Oh damn, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, for our kissing scene later. I mean, that we also have a hand cam.
The reach around cam.
Welcome everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name's Nico, I go by Cointrick Online. Sorry for the slow build up there. I have Dylan joining me today. And I think we may be showing him how to make a TikTok account.
I will be joining TikTok live on camera this evening. I'm gonna finally cave in. Nothing against TikTok, obviously. I've just never.
I have a Coca-Cola here that could very easily be a rum and coke, but what do you feel like drinking?
I don't know. What do I feel like drinking? Flair. Let's see. So, well, yesterday, this is not going to help with today's decision, obviously, but yesterday I was drinking Basil Hayden. You ever had Basil Hayden before?
Yes. So you're drinking bourbon?
Yeah, and I was going with the old. You know what, man? You know what's undefeated? Chasing a shot with a beer. Like that's such a like a safe.
Fair. I don't know how much beer we have. Let me see.
It's like such a safe.
What about chasing a shot with cider that we made?
I wasn't saying we had to do that right now. I was just saying as a general statement. If you
what
do
if
have beer,
we did though? What if we had cider that we made here on stream?
I'm with the shits always.
Sweet. Okay, awesome. That's what we're gonna do.
All right, I'm gonna talk to the people. Yep. So I'm gonna be joining TikTok live on camera this evening. Me and Nico have a pretty cool special announcement to make here in a little bit, so that'll be fun. He went off to go get us some alcohols, and there he returns. You know what I'm saying? Like having a shot of something and then just chasing it with a good beer. You know? Ooh, I'm wet.
Well, what are we gonna... Oh, I know we're gonna take a shot of, I think. Hold on. I'm assuming these are the same. This one has quite a bit of yeast at the bottom. So does that one. So we're in this together. It smells really floral to me, right? Like it's very sweet fruit notes.
Yeah, it smells like yeah. Yes.
Should be dry, and it should be acidic because we use the same kind of yeast you would use to make champagne. So, raise them if you got them. You don't have to have a glass, and if you do have a glass, you do not have to have alcohol in it. But thank you guys for tuning in and showing up. Here's to you. Cheers.
Cheers. Salute. Oh, gin. I didn't pay attention when you were pouring.
It's a good juxtaposition, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like you could put them in a glass together.
I'd be curious to know what the ABV of this is. Or do you know? The whole reason why I said that is because you can taste it.
Yeah, we were not very scientific. Well, that's not true. We recorded a lot of data as we were making it, and then we both, John Luke and I, have ADHD, so we left it in fermentation for a while, and then we transferred it to secondary fermentation, and when we racked it, the yeast was still active. We thought it had just died.
Oh shit.
So
yeah, this is
clearly after we bottled it, it didn't stop.
Fuck yeah. I feel like I'm a beer cider drinker, just a drinker in general. And I feel like I can usually have a good gauge on like the alcohol content of a lot of like beers. I feel like, or meads or ciders or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and say, just on the few sips I've had, I think we're probably
Look
working.
at that chunk of sediment you just loosed over there. Yeah. He just had a piece that looked like half of a golf ball, just like floating in his cider.
It looks like a SCOBY. You know what a SCOBY is?
I feel like I should.
So
it looks like a lava lamp. Now it's just going and going. The yeast is probably actually still active.
So what SCOBYs are? They're they're like like if you're making kombucha. Shit.
Oh, nope, see, you can see it over there on the other side. You can see the stuff moving up and down.
So what a SCOBY is, like if you're making kombucha, SCOBY is like
It's the foam.
right, and it expands in the bottle or the vessel, whichever you're prepping your booch. It's kind of what it reminds me of.
You know, as is tends to happen in preps booch. I'm so actually proud of this, and what's funny is mine is now doing the same thing. Mine is now doing this weird lava lamp thing.
Are we gonna get crazy smacked if we eat the yeast? Like, are we just gonna get like really drunk? What happens if we do that?
No, I think someone can look this up for me, but I'm pretty sure eating yeast isn't necessarily bad for you.
Oh no, I'm sure it's not, but like, there's gotta be a lot of alcohol in it.
I would say I think the tolerance of this yeast caps out at about 14%.
I mean, I can work with that.
That's acceptable.
That's acceptable for a bottle this size. Oh, yep, just got a piece of it.
How's that?
You ever have a protein shake and a clump of the
dry
powder didn't
clump.
mix up? Yeah. That's kind of how that was.
Yeah, when you deep throat your protein shake.
Yeah, man, I just did that on my way here. I really did.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a fancy glass and a strainer, and I'm gonna aerate my beer. Actually, can we camera two? Because that does not look bad at all.
That looks great. That was great.
That is...
Behold.
I don't actually know which cider this was that I poured for us. I want to guess it's probably just the apple cider that we made. There's only one way to tell.
Are we drinking the same thing?
We are.
Okay.
I think. We might not be. Hold on.
Yeah, we are. I believe.
We are. They're both apple ciders. They're in the early batches of what we made, so I can read these, and I'm sure you can too. But camera one, since we're still here. Well, that one's gone. I'll try and cover my face so that you guys can see what I'm trying to show you. You see how that says A3? So whenever John Luke and I bottle anything, we always label them on the caps with an abbreviation. So we did apple, pineapple, blueberry, pear, coffee. We did a bunch of different kinds of ciders. So this was the apple cider. So I was right. In point of fact.
Ooh, so y'all did like pear cider, blueberry cider.
There's blueberry in there somewhere. The blueberry looks red.
That sounds pretty goddamn good, honestly.
It is.
Like, yeah.
It's actually all surprisingly good since we basically Googled like how do you make cider, and it's like, oh, you just take fruit juice and you some sugar and you throw some meat in, or you throw some yeast in there.
You put the gabagool in it, you'll let it sit.
Yeah.
You'll let it sit a while, and then you're good to go.
Hey, oh, Voidy, Ryan, what's up, man? Welcome back. How's it going? You two doing well? Thank you for asking.
Yay, yay, what's happening? Hey, man, cheers. We cheers our liquor. But...
Cheers. It is dry and effervescent, the way sparkling wine is.
Yeah, it's very easy to drink.
I actually like it. I would try to use it something like French 75 if I had to make a cocktail out of it. This fine strainer is not doing the job.
Yeah, not so much. That's alright.
F for effort. Look at that compared to the shot that we had before. That's what it looks like now.
Yeah.
After pouring it through a fine strainer. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't need to double strain everything that you shake at the bar. Also says, home brewing isn't likely to harm you, so who knows? Oh, well, yeah, not with that attitude. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm great, thank you. I get to do big boy things and sort out my resume, so I can apply for work. Oh, sick. Cool.
What does CV even stand for?
Oh, is that a V? I thought it was a CU. I was like, I don't know what that stands for. CV is... I don't know, I just know it's like a proto resume. Yeah, it's a flexible resume. Also, for my 18th birthday, in less than a month, I'm getting driving lessons. Oh, cool. What kind of, like, driving? Like, I'm assuming you don't mean golf.
Moped.
Hey, gang. Julian Capulet, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in on Twitch. I appreciate it. How's it going?
What's happening? Oh, shit. Oh, no, we're good. Someone want to look up what CV means and tell us what CV means? Or can someone just tell us what CV means?
I think it's certificate something verification, or I don't know.
Someone please tell us what CV means.
I had someone just explain to me what one was a long time ago, and I felt like an idiot because I'd like never heard of it before.
Oh. You seem pretty willful, so I'm sure you'll make it through. Curriculum vitae. Is that how you say that word?
Vitae.
Vitae. Curriculum vitae.
It's like an academic resume. So CVs, I think, are typically for applying to colleges, not jobs. Yeah, a CV tells a college like what classes you've taken typically, and like what your extracurriculars were. If you like did community service or volunteered at like a pediatric facility or something. Anything that would bolster your degree.
Volunteered to help dogs with Asperger's. You know.
As one
does. Yeah, you know. Standard stuff.
Just trying to catch up on coursework after COVID. Yeah, that's intense. That's something that like our generation is really not gonna understand about the next after Gen Z, like Rosalie's generation. The whole like, oh well, we just didn't go in public in large groups to do anything anymore
For like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
We're 2 years now? 2 years deep in the pandemic.
I feel like it is going to be just the new normal, is that more people will just do as much as they can from home.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to make public life crazier, ironically. I feel like we're going to reach this weird dystopian setting where people only go out to do crazy shit that they can't do in their own home. And I feel like we're seeing that in bars and restaurants already, with like super entitled guests showing up, like coming out of the woodworks, asking for really crazy, ridiculous stuff.
Yeah. No, that sounds very likely or feasible. That's not far-fetched at all. There's plenty of that going on now.
You deal with entitled people at work?
I mean, I work in insurance, so if I've dealt with like I guess wealthy or well off, or you know, whatever you want to say, people, yeah, for sure. People think because they have they have something go haywire at their house or whatever,
It's your fault because you're part of the company.
Yeah, also yes, but like they just go ahead and assume that if like a fire catches in the house, or like a plumbing supply line leaks or something, then they get a cut of that never-ending insurance money. It doesn't work that way. I think a lot of people who aren't in that sphere or don't ever have any dealings with insurance, I feel like they just kind of figure like, if I have homeowners insurance and something bad happens at my house, it's going to be covered, no problem.
I feel like that's just a myth that we've perpetuated through like TV and pop media, the idea that like collecting on insurance is like a lottery ticket. It's usually not. There's
Not
like
at all.
maybe a 0.1% chance that however you have your insurance set up is something that will just like set you up comfortably for the rest of your life. That almost never happens. Typically, it's just like enough to cover the damages and enough to cover you being at home for an extremely limited amount of time.
Absolutely.
Like you could be like, oh my god, I've shattered my spine and I'm paralyzed below the waist, and your insurance would be like, it's okay, We're going to cover your doctor's visit. We're also going to give you a new pair of socks, some Motrin, and 2 weeks off of work. God bless. Thoughts and prayers. And then you're just screwed after that, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like in certain insurance companies are, I guess.
I just realized you're not wearing an apron, sir.
Oh, am I supposed to be?
Don't wear this.
Don't mind if I do.
Because it matches your hoodie.
Yes, it does.
I'm wearing black on black.
Black on black. I'm not gonna
This was a gift from my girlfriend's mom. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it makes me look like Morgan drinks coffee.
Hell yeah. Looking badass. If I saw you at the bar wearing that apron, I'd be like, yeah, I want to get a drink from that guy.
Not me. That makes one of us. Bartenders in aprons are kind of just put me off a little bit because I feel like less like I'm speaking to a bartender and more like I'm speaking to a hobbyist or a mixologist.
So do you think it's like pretentious?
A little bit. I mean, I own 6 aprons, and I think I've only sparingly wore them to work for special occasions or when I was demanded to.
So what's the...
Do you know why? It's because I don't make a fucking mess.
That's a valid point. What's the... So it's like the, you use the term mixologist. Is that... What's the differentiation between being a mixologist and being a bartender? I don't know.
Mixology is like a hobby and a realm of knowledge. You can be a mixologist from home and never make a dime from what you do. In order to be a bartender, you don't have to even be a mixologist. Being a bartender is more about the service and the product knowledge of wherever it is that you are. There are many bartenders that actually don't know how to make quote-unquote simple drinks. Like, they've probably never made a Manhattan or an old-fashioned or a martini or a daiquiri, like really simple basic drinks, because all they've ever had to know is maybe wine and beer or draft systems. But like, it's not like that information is invaluable. There are bartenders that work really well where they are because they can change drafts much faster than I can. And they can memorize key information about beer that for me kind of filters in and out. I am very good at talking about craft cocktails because I tend to get very into the nuance of like deeper level description of different cocktails instead of just going like, oh yeah, that one is really great. It's shaken, refreshing cocktail. That could be a daiquiri, that could be a mojito, that could be, depending on who you ask, a dirty martini, that could be a Mai Tai. So many different cocktails that could be that you could describe that way. And so the way that I typically go in is a lot more analytical and deep level stuff like, oh, well, you can taste like the mint oils, and we specifically chose Parisian limes because they're not as sweet and tart as key limes, and like that's the way that I describe cocktails. I can't easily do that with wine and beer because most people are like ordering that out of convenience, the way that you would order black coffee. It doesn't matter to you, most people, how it tastes in point of fact. They're just like, I want it in my cup as fast as possible.
And I want that caffeine drip in my system immediately.
Yeah, and so we here deal with a lot of like, you have an IPA on tap? Of course, we have an IPA on tap. We live in the U.S.
Okay. You know, I've actually never had a martini before.
Of any kind?
Never. Like, I've never had a martini ever in my life.
Would you like to?
Am I missing out? Is it?
It depends. There's,
Is it 10 out of 10
I can't
recommend?
make you a dirty martini because I don't have any brine. But I can make you a dry martini. It's a very crisp, refreshing drink. The point of a martini is kind of to take like the herbaceous and botanical notes between gin and dry vermouth and balance those out. So it's this like sort of light, acidic, sprightly experience on your palate, I guess.
Do I get it shaken or stirred?
It should be stirred. Technically.
Why does James Bond get it shaken?
James Bond gets his shaken because Ian Fleming, the writer of the character James Bond, wanted to make a point of how brutally efficient he is. You can shake a martini and it will come out faster and colder, but you will taste less, and it's going to be super cloudy, so it's not going to look as nice. So the reason he orders his shaken is kind of him going like hey, can I get a martini, this and this, and just like crack it out as fast as possible.
Oh,
that's it.
So like the point of so the point of a shaken martini is like so we can slam it pretty much, like just polish it off very quickly.
Sort of. A shaken martini will be the coldest and wateriest martini that you can get.
Oh. Oh, so it's a high volume drinking version of martini, in a way. Because if it's more, what I mean is, if it's more watered down, then ideally you can drink more of them.
Yeah, but that's not the intention going in. The intention isn't making it so that you can drink as many as possible. The intention is getting it in front of you as soon as possible.
Okay.
Like the difference between like, oh, would you like your wine in a decanter or directly in the glass? James Bond would be like, pour it straight in the glass, even if it's like an 1890 Margaux or something.
Straight in my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't even need the glass.
The quicker that you can get it in my body, the better. He's just brutally efficient, but he does have taste. That's the point. That's why he ordered. And technically what he orders isn't a martini exactly. He orders a Vesper, which is a very complicated martini. It's a split base gin and vodka martini that uses blanc vermouth instead of dry vermouth. I can make you one if you want.
I mean, I'll be down to try martini.
Yes!
Heck yeah, I'm down. I have no experience at all. It's just one of those things that's eluded me this whole time.
Alright, but we're making it with Tito's. I hope that's okay. I hope you don't need gluten in your liquor.
I don't.
I just want to stare longingly into camera one for that one line. The joke is that no liquor has gluten in it unless there is added flavor in your liquor, or any additives for that matter. So vodka is always going to be gluten-free. But hey, kudos to Tito's for cornering the market on the ill-informed consumer.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going for, like, if your whole thing is to go for, or like seek out gluten-free liquor, you're kind of missing the point of the whole thing, you know? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, how do I put this?
You're really curbing the experience. It's like getting something sugar-free. It's like getting a cake sugar-free.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's like. Or for that matter, like non-alcoholic beer. In a way. I personally don't understand the point of that. I do enjoy the taste of beer. Like,
Some people just don't want to get drunk, I think, is the main thing. Stopper, what's up, man? Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
What's up, player?
Let us know if you want to see us do a shot of bourbon. So, Stopper, you've probably seen his username before because his name is always on a bottle of Woodford Reserve.
I ain't gonna lie, I looked at that earlier and I thought that said stoner, and I didn't say anything.
Camera 2, what say you? Does that say stoner?
It definitely
I hope
doesn't. It definitely doesn't. It's just my poor eyesight.
Alright, I need Lillet Blanc.
Okay. Are olives essential for martinis?
No. Well, I mean, it's the traditional garnish for the original martini, but what you do in a Vesper isn't an olive, it's a lemon twist. But I'm actually going to... add some orange bitters in there. Grab me they look like little martini glasses all the way on your right. Those guys, yep.
Also, why do martinis get their own glass? Like the
Well, the difference
this kind of deal.
the difference between a martini glass and any other kind of glass is really, this is where that fine straining is actually important, is really just the edges. A martini glass has sheer edges. This is technically this is a Nick and Nora glass because it's so small. but it's coupe style glass because those edges actually come up in a curve. And this, in these jars now, we have milled rice that Jean-Luc and I milled like 6 times for fun, but also now that it's a natural desiccant that keeps everything nice and fresh in there.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
We have some really interesting stuff here.
Let's see.
The finesse. I'm trying to get a little bit more oil on there than what is normally there. And since I don't have a channeler and I don't have my little knife down here, there is your Vesper.
Thank you.
You try it first, and I will try it.
Which camera one? Is this camera one?
Camera one is by the chat over there, yeah.
Stirred, not shaken. That was pretty good. That's really good. Oh, I could
Wow.
I could kill about 15 of these.
They're normally not that, like, sweet. Yeah, that's, not to toot my own horn, that's,
I could crush that.
that's really good, actually.
I could crush a 12-pack of these. No problem.
Hannah, what's up? Shot 30 or drink 30? Do you want to take a shot, Dylan?
I'm gonna rock with this right now.
Alright.
You on the other hand. Shall I pick your shot for you?
Yeah, you're welcome to.
All of the control is mine. What you feeling?
If you weren't gonna say anything, I was just gonna take a shot of the bourbon that I got from Stopper at the Woodford Reserve. There's someone in TikTok chat that I haven't seen this username before. Oingoi? Do you remember me? No, unfortunately, I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you, though. I don't. Did you change your username, though? Because that does happen to me a lot. Alright.
I don't remember you either.
Everybody,
Sorry.
raise them if you got them. You don't have to have a glass, and if you do have a glass, you do not have to have alcohol in it. But here's to you. Thank you for tuning in, showing up, and making this all possible. Cheers.
Stirred, not shaken. They didn't ask. Ooh. Yeah, we are off for the races now.
Man, aren't we though?
No.
Look, if you look at the bottom right, you can see how long we've been live.
Where? I can't.
I'll point at. I'll touch the screen for you.
Thank you.
There.
Thank you.
That's the time we've been live for.
What does it say? Like 37 minutes.
37 minutes.
Well,
I don't, by policy, I don't divulge how much I drink to my audience because I don't want anyone to hear that number and be like, oh, that's an acceptable threshold.
yeah. Don't
Nope.
Don't do what we do. Don't do what he does.
Don't do as I do.
Yeah.
But we've crashed a decent amount in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. Shot a piece, half a mead, or cider rather. Working on this. Yeah. Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, you're right. My fault. Sorry. Whoops. I didn't catch you.
No, I think because I had a beer before you got here. Y'all better not be doing the math in the background trying to figure out. It won't matter because I drank before we went live.
I'm about to be so jacked after drinking these because I just got done working out. You know the post-workout.
Those extra alcohol carbs, it's all gains, baby.
The post-workout anabolic alcohol window.
Carbs equal gains. Bradley Martin taught me that. That's a name I pulled out of nowhere.
That is something he would probably
Yeah.
say, and he is a person. So you're not.
Actually, I have this vivid memory of a video from Arnold Schwarzenegger where he's talking about how he puts his pre-workout together. And the very last thing he says, and I don't do a good Arnold impression, so I'll just do generic German.
Arnold, back when he was young, or like we're
No,
talking old
now,
Arnold?
now.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, And the last thing that we add into the mixture, of course, is peach schnapps.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he's like, the alcohol helps get to your muscles faster. And then he looks like he's emptying a bottle. He's not measuring anything. He just takes a bottle of peach schnapps.
I saw that.
And his pre-workout. And this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Governator. Like a geriatric man going...
Yeah, I mean, he's what, 70? In his 70s now. He has to be.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's... goals. For me, I'm not saying you should do that at home.
But I can get why he does that. Disclaimer, don't do this. I don't recommend this, but he probably does that. Although he can use so many other things. Because it's a vasodilator. All alcohol? All
Yeah.
alcohol. Not saying that's a good reason to do
It's
it.
a blood thinner and a vasodilator?
Yeah, oddly enough.
Interesting.
You know what's also, I've never done this, but so what a lot of bodybuilders will do, both amateur and professional level, is like on the day of your contest or your show, like before you step on stage for your your mandatory posing routines or whatever, a lot of guys will we'll have like a few ounces of red wine, or we'll take a shot of vodka or tequila for the same reason. Yeah, and to just start looking freaky, get veins popping everywhere.
That's about dehydration as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like when you're dehydrated, the cords in your muscles like become a little bit more pronounced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's terrifying to me. That's another one of those, like, those people hopefully they're threading a very trained line that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's.
Oh God. That's so terrifying.
It's very sketchy. Like I said, don't do that. I don't endorse that. Don't do that. But I'm just saying it happens.
I need to show you how to set up a TikTok, Dylan.
I'm going to join TikTok. Let me reach into my phone. I'm guessing first I go to the App Store.
Well, it's free, but yeah.
Still have to download it.
You don't have to buy it though. So it's not a store.
I mean, but
It's like an app gallery.
fair enough.
What kind of phone do you have?
iPhone 8 Plus. I'm a few generations behind.
Oh, okay. That's what I had before I upgraded to the one I have now.
Which one you got? What are we up to now?
12 plus.
Like 17?
There's
okay.
13 something. There's one that's more recent than mine, and I went with. There's like the 12 regular model, and then there's like the 12 inferior model, so that you could afford it just long enough that you wouldn't be able to afford the next one that's coming.
That's how they do.
That makes yours obsolete. So there's the regular 12, and then there's the Cricket Model 12. And then above that you have the 12 Pro and the 12 Plus. And the 12 Plus is the one that's like, we've got a bigger screen in case you've got a smaller dick. So I got the Pro. Well, the real reason that I got the Pro is because it is smaller, so it's easier to put on like a gimbal and fit onto certain tripods and stuff like that.
I'm opening TikTok now. Okay.
Hey, Seabug has subbed for a whole year. Grats, dude. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. You should have now the final
Cheers.
sub badge that we have. The Tricken holding the coin aloft. So, grats on that. And thank you so much for subbing for 1 year.
Alright, we're going to make this entire thing very drawn out and very complicated. Do I use my phone or my email address? Do I continue with Facebook?
You don't have an option to log in with Instagram? You do not. In
Sure
point
don't.
of fact.
And I
then
don't-
continue with Facebook.
Yeah, because I don't have a Twitter. So, sure.
We'll fix that some other time. Apparently having Twitter is important.
I can't. I did have an account for a while, but I just
Yeah, I'm terrible at using it.
it's lost on the appeal of it. The appeal of it is not lost on me technically, but like I'm good. Like I don't need to know what
I just use my Twitter to write jokes.
I could do that.
And share with the few people who have the time and energy to find my Twitter account.
Yeah, I should do that. I need somewhere to post the many dumb thoughts I have. Okay, we're logging in now.
Oh, I think I need to increase. I know what the issue is down here.
right, we're in there. Now, what should my username be?
DylanTay, I think is a good one.
How sick would it be if I could use just my name? There's no way though.
Just Dylan Taylor.
No, it's
Probably
already
not.
taken.
No.
Yeah. How about? The Dylan. It would be sick if I could just be the Dylan. No, the Dylan.
Yeah, you let me know if that works.
No.
I'll have my bit rate set to 6,000, so that's not the issue either. Oh no, what have I done? Hold on. Wait, what are you guys looking at? There we go. It's an old D&D live stream I used to do.
So the DylanTay is available. Shall I take it or shall I go over something?
I think that's a good one for you because it's imagine a username that you have to tell other people to find you at. The DylanTay is super easy as long as they know how to spell Dylan and they don't spell it Dillon.
Happens more than I think.
Who you telling? My name's Nico. You know, people are like, oh, Nicho.
What?
L. Yeah.
Alright. The DylanTay it is. Hey, I'm on TikTok now.
There we go. You heard it here first, everybody. Go follow TheDylanTay, one word. Is that one of my videos? One of my
Sure isn't.
paid for videos? Oh, okay, never mind. All I heard was like a slap chop. Wow. It's weird seeing a For You page that has nothing, no time in the algorithm whatsoever. Just completely fresh-faced virgin FYP.
So that's me. Can we?
We'll do camera 1 and you can show up there. It has to cover my face, otherwise it won't autofocus there. Yes, there, that's the... I, for a split second, thought that was the back of your camera, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shit.
Camera 2 might be easier down here in the middle of this map. Just kidding. His screen is too bright, and it won't work. Mr. Scary Long-Haired Man.
Is that better?
Slightly.
You see that username? You should follow that guy. Yeah. Yeah, visit you in your dreams. Yeah.
Just kidding. He's not gonna see you in your dreams.
Alright, yeah, so we out here. Wait. What's going on up here?
You have to go to your profile and change your name. So when you follow somebody, it's not going to tell them TheDylanTay followed you the same way that mine doesn't say Cointrick followed you. Mine will say Nico Deramo followed you. Yours will say TheDylan647 has followed you.
Well, why the fuck would that a 547 come in?
I don't know.
That's silly.
You should just change your real name to Big T Energy.
No,
silence.
let me not. I'll rock my real name. My rap name, my real name. Camera 1. Okay, alright, so... Oh! I got a follower. Who is it?
It's not me. Oh, that's from the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Hugs. My first follower.
Gray... I don't think that's pronounced lemons. That looks like a lemons. Fuck you, Mom. I'm not taking my schizophrenia meds. Last time I did that, all my friends left. Oh, that's fair. Welcome. We can assure you we're real, and we would never convince you to do anything that's against your self-interest.
All right, well, but that's
Did you
second now.
did you find me and follow me?
Oh my god, no. Let me do that though.
Oh my god, get ready to waste so much time on this.
Oh god.
I'm so happy for you.
There you go. Wait a minute.
That is our gaming page. I have 3 pages.
Jesus. What's the? So you got your
If you
main.
look at Cointrick, you should find me. Yeah, that's me.
Follow.
That's our main page, the one that has the most followers. We also, by the way, if you guys haven't kept up with this, we have 2 more pages now. We have Cointrick Twitch, which is where we're putting all of our Twitch clips and gaming content, and we have Uber Beer Project, which is why one of the reasons why Dylan is here. So we started, we've started building a GoFundMe for this large project that we have that encompasses everything that we've hopefully learned about making beer and many things that we hope to learn about making beer. We're testing some stuff that hasn't really been tested in the public. I recorded a script for this already, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but we're making some beer that, to my knowledge, hasn't really been made before. It's one of the first beers that will do things for you instead of to you, if that makes sense. So we're keeping a lot of this very close.
More on
to
that later.
the chest. And matter of fact, and I don't want to be a tease, but I am going to mute the mic for 1 second so I can explain something to Dylan that we're hoping to do. It happens to be that this has to be on camera because he got here right before we went live.
I'm a little concerned that we have.
And if you guys are any good at reading lips, keep all of that to yourselves.
There's no way anybody caught that. There's no way. Shall we announce the rehash of our previously?
Oh, I
famous
would
podcast?
love that. Hold on, are we at? Yeah, we're actually right about at that time. So another big reason that I have Dylan here with me is that we've, over the last several years, 5 years now, we've collaborated intermittently on different things as far as content goes.
Yeah.
And it's always been a blast.
Always.
Working with him on everything.
It's never been a waste time.
If you guys want a taste of what it's like to really see Dylan and I collaborating on work, on content, Google DyloTalk, D-Y-L-O
Talk.
Talk,
All one word.
T-A-L-K. You won't be disappointed.
We have 3 episodes on YouTube.
We have 3.5.
Yes, we do. We
Yeah.
have 3.5 on YouTube. Each episode runs about anywhere from
10 minutes. 10 to 12.
10 to 15 at max. They were all recorded, I think, in 2016. 2016.
Yeah.
Our creative process for Dylan Talk was to get, I don't want to say belligerent, but
Loose.
Yeah.
Lubricated.
Yeah.
So what we did during Dillo Talk is we would get into a closed room together, alone, and lubricate each other. No, so what we the very first episode, which we realized we were going way too hard, too fast, was, and do with that what you will, I don't care. We both went out and we got 2 6-packs of beer, and we also had beer at home because we were like, oh, I don't know how long we're going to be recording. I don't want to run out of stuff, and we had too much too fast, and so there's 4 to 6 hours of us rambling.
Our first episode, we streamed for 4 hours.
Yeah.
4. just talk. I have no idea what we talked about now, but
What's insane is we didn't run out of things to talk about.
and there was no.
Eventually, we just had to go, well, hold on, like, the sun's down. We should probably stop and go to bed.
Taco
like,
Bell's about to close. Like,
Yeah.
it's late.
my boy! Literal... Leeches? Literally just Axel. Welcome, thank you for tuning in on Twitch, I appreciate it. Sorry.
What up?
The chat is hard for us to read here because the font is a little bit different, but thank you for tuning in, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it is.
How did you use that much for net? You know what they say, where there's a will, there's a way. And I didn't raise no bitch.
Most importantly.
Yeah, more the latter than the former.
So, yeah, so there's, to get a taste of our comedic stylings, we'll say, go look up Dillo Talk on YouTube. There's 3 episodes. They're out there. They're great.
And we're planning on bringing some of that back because for many reasons, we talked about doing like a revival of Dillo Talk in the past. And like our schedules never really aligned, but I recently, and this is why Dylan just made a TikTok, I unlocked, as many of you have probably seen, the ability to stream to TikTok from my computer, which means there's this concept that I had for a long time that I've wanted to share with you guys. And Dylan, when I got this feature, I was like, that's the first person I want to share it with.
Yeah.
So we're gonna redo Dillo Talk. We're gonna pick it back up, but instead of it being Dillo Talk, which is where we just would sit down together and pull up random stuff on the internet and react to it, this is going to be a segment that we're calling Remotely Funny, where Dylan and I meet up at the bar or otherwise, and we're either going to have guests or we're going to be perusing things that we've seen on the internet that we want to share with each other, just stuff that we might be able to react to. And we're going to be picking that up, I think, initially on this channel, and it may end up being its own thing as well. Hopefully, my dream for Remotely Funny is actually to use it as a feature for comedians, so that they can deliver material without having to be in front of an audience. That's why I like the idea of Remotely Funny, because it's not a regular comedy show, but it is
Yeah, it's like
remotely funny.
I see what you did there. The thing, for sure, the thing about, if we're talking about stand-up comedy anyways, it's an interesting art form in that it requires a opposing, participating
You
party.
need reactions.
Or you can't do stand-up comedy and don't have an audience. You can't.
Otherwise, it's a roast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you have to have an audience.
It's weird to break down comedy into like plastic, like manipulated pieces that you can just be like, oh yeah, that's not a comedy show, that's a roast.
Yeah. No, you're right though. You're right. Like you have to have participating subjects. I think that's the only art form really that is like that. Like with music, you can, I don't know many, but you can make music and not ever have to play any live shows. Probably make a living. I don't think there's probably more of that now than there used to be 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
With things like SoundCloud.
I feel like many of those people go on to really make most of their living as songwriters.
Yeah, like or ghostwriters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, stand-up is I don't know where I was going. I think that's all I had to say about that. It's great. Anyways, yeah, man, to just keep doing and pushing Remotely Funny, and who knows, maybe it'll blow up. Maybe we'll get really interesting people on.
I love the idea that we could be on and we could just. I have a 4th camera that is not attached right now. But if I attached it, I'd love to have the 4th camera pointed here, and that would become our like stand-up stage.
Yeah.
Or music if we have musical guests. But like we go like, hey man, I have a bit I want to test on you. Is that okay? And like we become the audience for each other. And it's like, okay, all right, cut to camera 4. Put it on camera 4 down here, and we come down here with like a lavalier handheld mic like you would see at a comedy show. and we deliver whatever it is, the material that we're testing. And so it would like because I don't know about you, but like there's a lot of stuff that I've just like backlogged because I never feel like I'm gonna have enough material. That's what stops me from doing stand up. I'm always afraid that I'm just gonna get up on stage and be like and like run through 16 years of content in 2 minutes.
But you know what though? So you would be like, so let's say you did do that, you'd be like a Mitch Hedberg type. Like just not saying your jokes would be non sequiturs, but all your jokes would be completely unrelated. And like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes. And I think there's a big like demand for that now that we don't have Mitch as well.
Yeah, I would agree. Because he's the goat of non sequiturs. He's the goat. Like, who's better? You know what I'm saying? But like, in none of his jokes, literally none of his jokes that I can remember
tie into one another
at all.
None of them. No. And there's no callback. There's no. Yeah, he's a master of like one form of comedy for sure.
Yeah, and he's not like a pacing. What I mean by that is he does not take.
He doesn't work the crowd either.
Somebody like Chappelle. Chappelle will take sometimes 10, 15 minutes for a setup or to build up to the punchline of a joke. He's a master at doing that though. You know what I mean? But like Mitch Hedberg is kind of like, for a setup, we're talking maybe 20 seconds.
Mitch's setups are all like upward inflections, and you can tell because he'll go up with his hand.
Yeah.
To basically be like, y'all know what I'm talking about when I say whatever it is I'm about to say, and then he'll just go punchline, just like this thing.
Yeah.
Like, y'all ever open up a bag of bread and there's another bag of bread inside the bag of bread? That's how you know you've got fancy bread.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
That sounds like that. Yeah, right.
That's sort of the way that he delivers. But I feel like, I don't know, like a lot of that is how you expect the audience to react, and I think there are so many comedians that don't allow themselves that risk because rejection is so hard. And I feel like removing that and just bringing them onto something like this where it's like the only two people you need to make laugh for your content to work is me and Dylan.
Yeah.
And I'm a pretty easy mark. Like I could pretty much figure out anything is funny as long as no one's suffering for it.
Yeah, man. Humor and comedy and
as long as innocent people aren't suffering for it.
Yeah, right. Comedy and funny comes in infinite amount of ways. So yeah, man, I really am looking forward to doing it. Can you imagine how hard, like, when he was alive, how hard it must have been, or maybe it wasn't hard at all, but I would think when Mitch Hedberg was like, he'd be working on a new hour, like a new, hour-long special, because the way his comedy is, like, it's just bam, bam, next joke, bam, bam, next joke. Coming up with enough material for an hour.
That would be my...
That's crazy.
That would stifle me a little bit because, like, a lot of the jokes that I think of have to do with, they're like Lego pieces. They deal with, like, building into whatever the next thing is. Oh, that's Adam. That's Adam from high school.
Adam Blessings.
Yeah.
Adam! What's up, buddy? My man.
Adam, this is Dylan.
Hey, man.
You've met. We played rugby together.
What up?
Yeah.
This probably sounds super fucking dumb, but do you have any tips on how to make a super good bourbon
and Coke? It depends on the kind of bourbon that you're using mostly, because like I'm assuming you're using Coca-Cola and not, RC Cola or whatever.
Adam's a big fan.
You should use. Love you, Adam. This is gonna. I would say use like George Dickel. You're gonna want something that's gonna be a little bit filtered as far as bourbon goes, and you may want to stray into like a Tennessee whiskey. It's one of the reasons Jack and Coke work so well, is because Jack has so little of what makes whiskey anymore that it does blend well with Coke. Bourbon doesn't normally because it's made from corn, so it tends to have more body, more viscosity, and sometimes more sweetness as well. So when you pair that with Coca-Cola, that also has enough sugar that it should send you into a diabetic shock. Those two things don't typically go well together. Doing that well is very hard. The only thing I could recommend to you is to add acidity by having like a lemon wedge
And yes, lemon. Don't use lime.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm not a fan of like sugar and sweets and alcohol anymore. Like, there's a point in time where like I was down with that kind of stuff, but just now, like the sound of a bourbon and Coke does not sound appealing to me anymore, really.
I like rum and Coke. I like white spirits and Coke a lot because there's not a whole lot of sweetness. There's not a whole lot of these extra like flavors and smells and things that I'm trying to figure out.
Something else I have a problem with. I have a problem with things that are spiked that don't need to be spiked. For example, milkshakes. Why? What's the point? Why do you need that? Why do you need milk mixed with vodka? You know what I mean?
Maybe you're talking to the wrong person, because I once made a cocktail in a whipped cream canister that I served on graham crackers.
I mean, I would try that.
It was an espresso martini, and it was delicious.
You know what I've never had is a, that just reminded me, I guess it's kind of related. I've never had a white Russian, or a black Russian, or a Russian. Is it a black, is a non-white Russian called a Russian or a black Russian? You know what I'm saying? Because a white Russian is with the addition of...
I don't feel like there's a safe way to answer this question.
Really?
Yes. Well, first of all, Russia would never invade Crimea. And second of all...
Or Ukraine.
Or Ukraine. Yeah, no, they've already invaded Crimea. They're definitely probably going to invade Ukraine, and this is definitely us going into World War III. So I hope you're ready for
World War
the
III
draft, because you're the first one they're going to pick.
Ukraine? Or the United
The
States?
U.S.? What do you mean? What connection do you have with the Ukraine that they would be like, hey, listen, they were having trouble over here overseas, and we were thinking maybe you could come over here and teach us to sound less French?
Well, not much. The only thing that even comes to mind is a lot of Eastern Europeans are freakishly strong and just big. I'm not either of those, but I'm kind of big. Freakishly. That's the key word here. I'm not a freak in nature, but I lift weights.
I want you to stand here and look at me. Yeah, that explains why you're twice as thick as I am, Dylan. That explains why your arms look like my legs.
It's an XL.
Yeah, so what he's saying is we're just equally likely to be selected for the draft.
Yeah.
The two of us, because we're both such prime specimens. You may not be able to tell from...
Oh, yeah.
Soak that up, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, take it all in. All of those 14 inches, which is the measurement of my bicep. Last I checked.
I see what you did there. Yeah, I'm working with a cool, I don't know.
Recruit immediately.
Is that Adam?
Are they still limiting the draft to men from Angry Lilith?
I don't know.
I don't believe so, no. I would
no?
imagine they wouldn't. No. Why would they?
Fuck, I know.
Yes. Thank you, Adam.
Thanks,
for
Adam.
correcting me. Flare from Seabug. Is there a blue bottle behind you somewhere? Ho ho ho!
Rick? Flair? No?
I'm gonna try to teach Dylan the same flare movement that I try to teach everyone that I bring behind the bar. I feel like I've tried to teach you this before. The bottle is in front of you.
Okay.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
Okay. It's on your right side. You're going to pick this up, and you're going to try and leave it behind your right ear. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to catch it with your left hand. So, leave it.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that.
I'm going to let you know.
I am very immobile up
Listen
top.
this way.
I'm going to tell you, yeah.
So the trick is you aim for the side of your ear and pay attention to the top of where the bottle is. Because if you look at where the top is, you can catch it. Your hand should be able to know where it's going. Catch it.
I see what you mean. I don't
Good.
I don't have a lot of...
I want everyone else to see what I mean now, though.
I don't know if I have a lot of... I don't know, man. I'm not feeling good about this.
I could try and teach you something else, but you might throw the bottle across the room.
What's that one? So one rotation? Do it again?
Hands like this, like
Yeah.
they're making a V, like they're holding a baby. And then this one goes down, and then up. And then down, you throw it, so down. Still right side up. As long as your bottle, if you have a spout on it, if it's open, if it has less than 2 ounces in there, you should be able to throw it without causing any spillage.
Right, because they only drafted there's a need for it. You know, though, I think that whole thing is the fact that Ukraine is not in NATO. I think that plays I guess what I'm trying to say is World War III is maybe slightly less imminent because they're not part of NATO. So the United
I
States...
feel like it's probably just going to become the world versus Russia.
I mean, it's kind of been like that for a while. It's been like the world versus Russia and the world versus China. China. You know, China. It's been talked about, but there is no need for it.
It's been
with arms wide open. Damn, I haven't sung Creed in a while.
Scott Stapp. More tricks.
Shut up.
I don't know what any of these are called when I do them, by the way.
We have a shot 30 call. Their message. Whatever.
Woo! Do it.
Dude, I can't even when I'm making some shit in the skillet, I can't even do the Gordon Ramsay when you tilt it down at the end and do the little flip. I can't even do that.
You can't flambe.
It's not fun. That's not what that is.
No, I just really wanted to use the word flambe.
Isn't that that's something to do with fire, right?
So that's
Flambe.
That's brulee. I think flambe also has, and I may be using it correctly. Brulee is when you use a torch. Brulee is when you use a torch that I happen to have
I'm almost positive.
to caramelize the top of something. I believe to flambe something is actually to do what I'm describing, what you're describing, where you light a liqueur, which is typically Grand Marnier, that you pour into a cast iron or a skillet of any kind, and you warm it up and you expose it to a little bit of heat to get the fire going. I believe that is a flambe.
Let's look it up. What is flambe? How do you spell flambe? Oh, never mind.
Flambe.
Flambe. Flambe is a cooking procedure in which alcohol is added to a hot... Called it to a... Alright.
Woo!
He's on fire! You called it. But that's not what I was talking about.
What are you?
I made no mention of adding alcohol to food. What I was saying, you were doing your bottle checks and you were like, you said do it or whatever you said, and I was like,
Sounds like me.
to get at me being uncoordinated or clumsy. What I was saying is like if I have a skill in my hands, right? Okay, so you know like when a chef or
okay.
when you're doing this in the skillet and you tilt all the food to the end of the skillet, the end away from you, and then you flip it.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. That's not flambe.
Oh no! I thought you were talking about tilting it.
No.
Light it on fire.
No.
I thought you were saying that's what would happen
No.
if I tried something to catch on fire.
Nah.
We'd be tossing and spinning Molotov cocktails.
No. I could throw down in the kitchen. I can make like 4 things. What?
Go flambe this son of a bitch. Thank you, Lilith. Pan flipping? Somebody like 20 minutes ago asked what my favorite drink is. Manhattan's daiquiris, cold brew coffee, and lattes. All depending on the time of the day and whatever kind of mood I'm in. There's not like one kind of drink that I will always try all of the time besides water.
What's in a daiquiri? Like I've had them before, but
Rum, lime, and sugar.
oh, All right.
Yep. It's kind of like a margarita, except you have sugar instead of Cointreau and rum instead of tequila.
So I probably like them. I'll
Would
fucking
you like for me to make you one?
Yes.
Alright. What if I made two? One for each of us.
Yeah, I mean, we're both empty. Did you finish your cider?
Sure did. You did not, though.
Damn, I'm fucking up. Let me kill this thing. Let me drink all this delicious yeast. Grilled cheeses are the best to practice a little toss with, FYI. You make grilled cheeses in a skillet?
Do you know? What do you make yours in? Don't tell me the microwave.
No.
Okay.
I'm not an animal. No, oh, never mind. I renege on that statement I just made. I can see why you would make it in a skillet. Never mind. Been on cider kick lately. That's what I'm drinking on right now. Homemade cider. Uh, 1911 Black Cherry is a favorite.
Smell this?
Smells like
The better smell you get, the better your drink is going to be.
Just tell me, what is it? What's in it?
It is a key and Parisian lime cordial.
What kind of, if any, aromatics are in there?
Okay.
Really?
Yep.
That's it?
Yeah, a little bit of extra bitterness. That's how mixologists use mint. Fun fact.
Yeah, mixologists. Do margaritas with Cointreau and triple sec. I've never not made a grilled cheese in a skillet.
I've never made a margarita with both of those things at once, but so in general, margaritas are made one of two ways. You have the American way of making margarita, where you use an orange liqueur, and then you have the Mexican way of making a margarita, or the way that they refer to it in Mexico, a margarita, where you use sweetener, use sugar instead, or simple syrup, or agave is probably best, and that's what they have readily available down there. But they typically would use that instead of Cointreau because it is a Mexican cocktail, and Cointreau is a French spirit. So, as well, margarita is the French word for daisy. It's derived from the daisy cocktail, which is what many of us really base sours off of. And depending on who you ask, a daisy uses extra sweetening liqueur, like an orange liqueur, or sometimes it uses sugar. I believe that way back, like people in Mexico and South America were probably using agave distilled spirit, which is what we would consider tequila, agave sweetener, and some lime to cut that sugar content. So the nice thing about lime cordial is it is already lime and sugar.
Alright, I like the sound of that.
You should smell that before I shake them all up together.
That's just, hold on. What is this?
Daiquiri.
Oh, it's oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were saying that was just lime cordial. I don't think so.
No.
You got your whoop strap wet. It's not a whoop. What is this?
My iPhone?
This is not an iPhone, sir. This is not a phone.
My Apple Watch. I have Dylan here to keep me honest, guys. You think this is bad? Wait till we start doing remotely funny.
My iPhone done got wet.
Yeah, if you were ever really wanted to hear me make an idiot of myself,
Well,
that's gonna be where it happens.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I want you to shake this cocktail. I want to win. You shake it as best as you can.
for how long? How ferociously?
12 to 15 seconds, as hard as you can. 5 seconds ago. Like really hard.
Would it be safer to do both ends?
Yeah. You want me to show you how to hold it so you don't. Okay.
I don't want to.
You're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
Your thumb's gonna go back here. 2 on the small one, 2 on the big one. Your left hand, you're gonna have 3 back here, and then 1 finger on either side. So your right hand is trying to throw a football. Your left hand is just holding the back. So you're shaking it like that. Yeah? Yes. And then just your fingers on the back end there. Yep. And then your pinky and thumb just sort of like hold it in place. So you're shaking it this way.
Like this?
Bigger strokes, Dylan. Yeah, like the kind you do at home. Like, yeah. There you go.
Long stroke.
And then we go to camera 2.
God damn, that's cold. Cause I'm a pussy.
We're gonna grab the strainer into the rocks glass. Doesn't it smell good right now, though?
Can't smell it from here, but I'll tell you once I put my nose up in it. You know what I'm saying?
Go
I am the Senate.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. That's really good. Whoa. That's good, right? Damn. That's good.
Wait, Chris Greco, sorry. That's not my roommate from college. No, his name wasn't Chris. But welcome, thank you for tuning in on YouTube. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Oh, we're on YouTube too?
We are on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome to my studio.
Damn. I thought we were just on
Penguin, welcome back. We are all over the place, dude.
Damn,
This is what TikTok sees.
we out here.
TikTok sees the same thing that everyone else sees in the middle, kind of like pared down, so that they can watch it in portrait, and then the top half of like the middle third shows up here at the top, so that people can see mine or yours, somebody's facial expressions, and then at the bottom it's this mat.
Oh, okay.
So that they can see if we're putting stuff together or pouring things or whatever. That was my theory anyway. That's how I went into designing this.
Nice. This is good. This is really good. I could also kill about a 12-pack of these.
I believe that, actually.
No problem.
Crotch cam, give the people what they want. Here we are.
You like that gray sweaty shirt right here? Yeah.
I feel like I look like a JoJo character. Hold on.
Who?
I'm like...
It's a JoJo character.
Have you you've not seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
No.
That is... Camera 4, camera 3, come on, here we go. That is shocking to me. I can't pull it up on my phone. It is an anime, and I know that you're not normally into anime.
No.
Okay. I'll send you photos
Alright.
from this show.
Alright.
I am unreasonably excited for this. All of the characters are like needlessly anatomically super accurate,
Okay.
and they're all incredibly buff. It's like an anime about bodybuilders that have supernatural powers.
You know, I might have. Okay, so I've seen an anime before, like an episode or two, maybe against my will, right? So the anime was like about like wrestling, like professional wrestling.
Baki?
I couldn't tell you what the name is.
Did you watch it on Netflix?
This was several years ago now, to be honest.
Oh,
I couldn't tell you.
It might not have been.
It could have been on what's the Crunchyroll, maybe.
Oh,
maybe. I'm just pulling that out of my ass, to be honest with you. So
I'm
to
gonna
speak.
send you some of this stuff, and you're gonna be like, how is this something that people watch?
I feel that way about a lot of stuff.
But here's the thing, that's just the writing. The art style is like all of the characters look like you and Callum Von Moger and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and like literally every single character is just carved out of stone.
You know, not to interrupt, but just as an aside, one time one of my good friends said I look like the smaller, uglier version of Callum Von Moger. And you know what? He's not completely wrong.
And I would take that. If someone said that about me, I'd be like, fuck. Damn right, that's right.
My accent's better.
Can I record you saying that again into my phone? Could you please? Like you said it the first time? Even the female characters are it's fun. Yeah, everyone's just a slab of beef in that show.
I'll check it out. I'll give it a shot.
Have you seen like satirical anime like One Punch Man and stuff like that?
I've heard of One Punch Man. I've not seen it.
You can't take it seriously. You have to let the absurdity wash over you.
For those type of animes, not
yes.
Okay. All right, I'll check it out. I'll give it a shot.
There'll be times when the main character is like, "Oh God, oh he's a vampire. How am I gonna beat a vampire? Well, if I focus my breathing. Oh, now my muscles are rippling." And like that's the tone of the show. But it's tongue in cheek. It's all self-aware.
Okay.
It is actually really funny to watch.
I'll give it a shot.
And interesting. It's not funny for funny's sake.
I'll give it a shot then. Honestly,
You're
man,
gonna get so many more references now after you watch it.
One Punch Man?
No, JoJo.
Is that the one with the
there's
buff
gonna
people?
be yes. There's gonna be like things that you were like, I didn't. Wait, did this come out before?
Is this
what?
How old is this series? Like, is it recent? Is it
as old as we are?
Oh,
almost.
It's like
yeah,
like DBZ.
Yes.
So like most Americans, like the most familiarity I have with anime is DBZ and Pokemon and Digimon. That's it.
This is like
that's it.
If we came up with an anime back in the 90s when Dragon Ball Z and stuff was coming out, this is probably the kind of shit we would make.
Alright. I'll fuck with it.
Yeah. The writing is absurd. And when I say absurd, I mean like literally it doesn't make sense. Like one thing does not need to follow the other. There's a certain degree of magical realism to it as well, where you have to just like, oh, I didn't know my body could do this the entire time that we've been doing this anime for 5 years. Like, you have to just kind of go off on a limb and be like, sure, why not? Okay.
I did watch, I didn't finish it, but probably about a month ago, I watched about 45 minutes worth of a mad old anime movie called, it's spelled Akira. Akira, I guess.
Akira, yeah.
I tried. I really did. I was sitting there and I was just trying to figure out
Akira's heavy. It's very heavy.
Is it worth a rewatch? Should I give it another chance?
No, you don't have to. It's a really cerebral thing that you kind of like.
The concept seemed pretty cool. Like going into it, like when I was just reading the synopsis, I was like, okay, this is like I'm into stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
But like as it was going, like about half an hour, 45 minutes in, I'm just like, it just.
When things are animated, the chances for things to become more and more chaotic without bounds are so insane. And
right.
I think Akira definitely, while a fantastic film, and I would change nothing about it,
suffers from the fact that it isn't within the confines of what you and I would find believable, and it loses a few people in that. But I also think it knows that that's part of the deal when they go in. They're like, yeah, not everyone's gonna understand why the main character becomes like a man-eating flesh monster, but here we go.
Yeah, I mean it's because it's like a what's that term, that genre called cyberpunk? It's like a cyberpunk type thing, right? Which I like. I'm into all that type of shit, like Blade Runner.
Blade Runner does it way better though.
I agree.
Yeah. You can get into the world and everything still feels concrete as you're going through, and there's not some weird moment where you're like, wait a second, hold on. Is where we're just ignoring some of the science here? We're just...
Yeah.
Blade Runner is very keen on explaining and legitimizing and setting up, framing the things that you see, especially all of the sci-fi things that you see. Akira, and probably endemic to the fact that it's animated, does none of those things. It's just like, we're gonna put shit in front of you. If you like it, you like it, and if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. Like, that's how Akira is designed.
Have you... I'm sure you have. When was the last time you saw the original Alien? Or have you ever seen it?
I have. I think I've seen it probably half a dozen times.
Isn't it crazy?
A roundabout.
Isn't it crazy how it was made?
It doesn't hold up.
I think it does.
Do you?
I do.
The pacing of the movie, it feels so trite, and not only because I've seen it so many times, but now that I've seen so many movies,
I think
that I'm just like, as an adult, I'm like,
you might be jaded.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, this is where the twist is. Where's the twist?
No, man,
Oh, there it is. Okay, that guy's actually a bad guy. Okay, got it.
I'm actually polar opposite from you. Like, I think it completely holds up. 43 years later? It's been in 79, I think. I watched it probably...
The original Predator or Alien?
Not Predator, Alien.
Oh, I'm
Alien.
thinking of Predator. Oh, fuck me.
Alien.
Yeah, okay. In point of fact, I think I agree with you, actually.
Yeah.
I think, especially Riley's character definitely holds up.
Dude,
the entire time.
That is...
What an icon.
It's an incredible film, still. Like, it's like the effects in it, they're...
Have you seen... You probably haven't seen the TikToks because you haven't had a TikTok.
Sure haven't.
There are these twin brothers that review videos on TikTok, and we're mutuals. Which just want to throw that out there. That was really weird for me because I've looked up to them since before they had a TikTok. And
we'll find you an anime to watch eventually. Well, if you got suggestions.
Did you like Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah. I think
you would like One Punch Man just because it's like, as an adult watching it, it's like, oh, this is everything that was stupid about Dragon Ball Z, but it's a tongue-in-cheek joke.
I've never really thought about it until just now, like literally right now. I don't know why Dragon Ball Z was so, or has been so accessible to so many Americans, but like I fell into that. You know what I mean? Like Pokemon is, I would say, probably more popular in America over the years, but why, for whatever reason, why DBZ was so accessible to so many Americans, I definitely fell into that for a period of time. Like I am not up to speed on it now.
You know why I think it is, actually? I think it's because when we were kids, we grew up with the arc initially where Piccolo was the antagonist, or if you watched Dragon Ball, if you're that old, like me, or you watched Raditz as the initial antagonist, or Vegeta, and so all three of those things, the animators and the storytellers still thought Gohan was the main character. And he's a kid through all that stuff. And we grew up as kids watching that stuff.
Right.
So it's gripping. Gohan he solves not with Piccolo, because Gohan didn't exist. He wasn't born yet, I don't believe. But with Raditz, Gohan is the one that solves that. And with Vegeta and Nappa, Gohan is the one that solves that as well. He was being built up as the main character. And then there's a switch right about where we were transitioning into teenagers and stuff as well. And that's the Frieza saga, where we realized Goku is going Super Saiyan. And it's not like, oh, I want the guy to be my dad. It's like, I want to be that guy. And that's when the animation studio was like, we need to make Goku has to be the main character of the series.
I see exactly.
So the series grew parallel to us.
That's very well said. It's very well put, and I've never thought about that until just now. That makes a lot of sense, though. But like that's,
I'm still on TikTok.
that Pokemon and Digimon are the only ones that have ever latched onto me for any period of time, ever.
There's a new Digimon show.
Really?
Called Ghost Game. Apparently, it's incredibly morbid. It's like
I'll watch
very. I really want to see it,
I like
but
morbid
also
stuff.
like Digimon is so. Digimon is more special to me than Pokemon.
Really?
As a kid, yeah. Pokemon's great, but it feels like something I shared with everyone else. Digimon felt personal to me.
You know what, man? Pokemon just didn't completely, truly feel the same after 1 and 2. Not really.
That's true.
In my opinion. Now, I sound like one of those. I'm showing my age here. Like, I sound like a fucking. No, like, our Pokemon they're the only ones that mattered.
Back in my day, we didn't have fairy types. Whoosh! Throw everything off of the bar.
Yeah. And, you know what? I'll be a little more generous. I'll even say up to 250 because that was Pokemon Gold and Silver, I think.
Yeah.
I'll ride that far.
That's where I would have drawn the line. Is 250 between generations 2 and 3. That's where it feels like Pokemon was really trying to reinvent itself as less like a taming adventure and more like Tamagotchi, where like you need to breed the strongest Pokemon that you can find out there in the wild and make sure that they have all the attacks that they need to know, and you can do that to the best of your ability and defeat the Elite Four, or you can make sure that they're dressed incredibly well with all of the bows, and they're blowing on little whistles, and they have all these little props and stuff, and that they never evolve so that they're as cute as possible. You can play the game one of those 2 different ways, and only those 2. And like that was the dichotomy for me, that like Generation 3 onward, I was like, I could force myself to play those games, but the spirit of what I fell in love with in Generations 1 and 2 just wasn't there anymore. It was
Agreed.
Dead.
Agreed.
Like, you only ever defeated the Elite Four so that you could do something else that it was not combat focused or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was all like, oh, well, now I can go back and make sure that I win all of the beauty pageants. Or or win all of the slot machines in Lavender Town or whatever.
Kanto and Johto are the best, and then after that, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironic, because there is a new Pokemon game.
For the Switch, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Switch. I'm about to get one. I'm gonna buy one. I fucked up.
Are we gonna buy the Pokemon game together and stream it together?
Yeah. Yes. Just need to buy the Switch first. You know what? I had a Switch too, and I fucked up like an idiot, and I sold it because I was not using it. But now recently, within the past 2-3 weeks, I've had the urge, like a hankering, if you will, to get back into gaming, specifically Nintendo.
I've almost bought it too, because I miss not having this one at my home studio. That's not a. I'm not I make investments like for certain things as far as content goes. That's been one that's been clawing at the insides of me. I have a Nintendo Switch, and I've always wanted to use it here so that I could have Dylan here and we could be like, oh, we're going to make drinks, but in the meantime, we're going to be playing Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Which would be very easy for me to set up. But because I do so much of my gaming at my other setup, I've always wanted to have another one there so that I could still do the same thing. And like, I would invite John Luke down here and be like, hey, just turn everything on, and then get on Discord and set your settings this way. Great. I'm gonna have you on the stream for everybody, and then just have like me and you, or me and John Luke, or whoever, and then we're just playing Pokemon or Super Smash Brothers or whatever. But Pokemon Arceus feels like a lot more malleable to this because it feels more like a Breath of the Wild, like walking adventure style game.
Such a great game. But that's the only game I had for the Switch that I did have. I got because
Of course,
you know what's
because
up.
you're the hero of time.
Yeah. Who's your go-to in Smash? Who's your
Ninja currently? It used to be Falco for a long time before that was Fox.
who's your backup, your second? If you have one.
I want to say Falco typically, but Falco's a little bit more technical. Like that Falco, he's the one that I use if I like actually really do want to win and
pick.
embarrass my enemy a little bit.
Solid pick. Definitely a solid pick for sure.
High technicality.
Yeah.
If you guys have seen me play Halo, you'll realize the reason I'm in a higher competitive league isn't because I'm good at the game. It's because I play at a higher technicality than my opponents. It's very much more to do with outthinking other people than outplaying them.
He's the fastest player in the game, yeah.
Falco?
Yeah. He feels like he is.
Yeah, Falco and Fox were both designed that way. Fox is slightly faster because he doesn't have delay frames, and he doesn't have as many invulnerable frames.
I thought Falco was faster. He seemed like he's faster anyways.
Fox's abilities
Just like
activate on the initial frame. Falco's abilities activate on the final frame. So when Fox does his and he does his reflection thing, as soon as he does it, it's gonna bounce back anything that was coming to him as soon as you do the down B. But with Falco, he needs to take time to go and in that, like, while he's winding it up, you can still get hit by whatever. And you could just waste that entire time, and then you're vulnerable up in the air. Fox is faster, but much more punishable. So once Fox's shield goes down, you can just fucking wail on him until you can throw him off the map because he's light.
Yeah.
And Falco's more like medium light, so even if you break his shields, you can only hit him like bum, 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 and not enough time to chain together a power move unless you're Ike or Roy or like one of those big like power ability users.
You already know what my guy is.
Link.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I'm not worried about it.
I'm a Zelda diehard, man.
I was really surprised when I started using Greninja. It was nobody's recommendation. I just like picked it because I was like, I knew what my playing style was, and I was playing with like Hunter and Jean-Luc and people who were better than I am. And I was like, screw it, I'm gonna pick this guy that has like a bunch of really annoying abilities. And so I focused on like, oh wait, hold on, if I can move my shadow across the map and I can do all of these different things, and I have a counter and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, okay, alright, cool. So I just like, all that stuff just kind of fell into place for me.
How you're talking about it is let's see some Smash gameplay. What? There you go. So I have to get Smash now.
Yeah, you do.
I would.
Or-
to anyways.
The next time that we do this live stream, because we may not be ready to launch all the way into Remotely Funny the next time that we do this with Dylan here,
Yeah.
which is hopefully next week. I have the Switch right here, and I have the game, and I have all of the downloadable characters as far as I'm aware. We'll just plug it right up in there,
Shit.
and we're going to be playing on this monitor right here.
I'm down. I'm down.
You might not be.
Oh no, I'm sure I'll get my ass beat because it's been forever. It's been forever since I played. I've never played Brawl before.
Smash is my kryptonite.
Same.
The real goal is to do for you what I did for Jacob and just get you a gaming PC.
You know, it seems like from a former gamer who's not in that world anymore, it seems like that, like the, what am I trying to say? It seems like PC gamers are, I don't want to say, the word I don't want to use is, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for?
Patronizing.
Yes.
I just hate
For that.
Yeah, we definitely can be.
Is PC gaming that elite? Like, is
No, I think there are people who want to believe that it is, and so they're like, "Oh yeah, I put a 3080 Ti in my
in my gaming computer. Look at me now! And I'm over here playing with a 980 Ti that's 6 years old, and I'm like, we're looking at the same graphics, dude. I don't know what, and I'm live streaming, so like, shut up or put up. Do better in game. I don't know what to tell you. Madosky, welcome, thank you, and Raul Bartender, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in on Twitch. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna get
No
smashed.
se dieron de cuenta del host. We have a host? Oh, lo siento. ¿De quién? Oh.
Okay.
Or apparently we have a host somewhere.
A host of what?
Dylan entiende un poquito de español, pero no tanto. Y no todo. Pero... Oh, lo siento. I didn't know that we had a host somewhere. Oh, it was by Roll Bartender. Then sorry, then I am looking at the wrong thing here. Then I must be looking at the wrong activity on all of this stuff. I'm sorry about that. Buenas, buenas. Little Vape, welcome, thank you for tuning in. Bienvenido. Encantado conocerte. How's it going, everybody? ¿Cómo están? Mattip 101, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, bienvenido. Dime si prefieren inglés o español, o francés o alemán. For everyone else in chat, I am a polyglot. I speak English and Spanish fluently. I get by in French and German when I have to.
I speak English.
I speak
Somewhat.
English.
I speak English.
English is like a box of chocolates.
You never know.
Chinese, please. The closest that I can get to Chinese geographically would be Korean, and the only phrase I know how to say in Korean is 남자애가 밥을 먹어요.
And that means.
And that means the boy drinks.
That was a lot
That's
of.
the only phrase I've ever needed to know in Korean.
The boy drinks.
Yep.
Why did you need to know that?
남자애가. Well, the difference, there's an extra syllable. If it's 남자가 instead of 남자이가, is the man. But I've only ever used it as 남자이가. 남자애가 밥을 먹어요.
Why'd you need to know that or say that? That's what I wanna know.
Because I went to South Korea for 2
Yeah,
weeks,
no, I remember.
and I really wanted to believe that I would retain some stuff when I went there.
Not happening.
And for some reason, I was inebriated the entire time I was there, as I am most places that I end up. So we were out, and in Korea, they have this custom where you can be served on the side of the road.
Hold on, has anyone ever told you that you look like Johnny Depp from Secret Window? Who's that
Paco
directed?
Alvarez, bienvenido, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, I appreciate it.
Who's that Johnny Depp comment directed
Saludos
to?
desde España.
Who looks more like Johnny Depp? Hear you.
I don't know. Hold on. Wait. We go to camera 1. Maybe we find out.
Hold on, let me
Wait.
let's shift this
over
way.
here. Yes. Yes, Tommy. I feel like you look more like Johnny Sins, and I look more like Johnny Depp.
Johnny who?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I don't know who that is. I've never heard that name before in my life.
It's got too much right here. You know what is, I don't know why. You know, it's a frequent thought I have about Johnny
There we
Depp. Johnny Depp is way too old to be accessorizing that much.
I strongly disagree.
Really?
Because I wish I could accessorize more. But in point of fact, hold on, wait. We have saludos desde Suiza. Comment, ça va? Vous avez des alcools suisses? Je ne sais pas. Mais I'm going to Switzerland actually at the end of February.
What?
I'm going to Switzerland
Why?
at the end of February. I am taking Hannah there. We're going to Geneva
Oh, it's a vacay? Nice, man. That's
for a week.
Awesome. Fuck yeah.
I'm so excited. We have a Eurail pass, and we're gonna try and pick up as much as possible. But
Can you bring me back some chocolate?
probably I feel like that's what we're gonna bring back for everybody if we can. Same glasses and hairstyle. Matt Corcoran, welcome. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. I appreciate it.
So let's talk about why do you feel like you want to accessorize like Johnny Depp?
Because growing up, I never really had the chance to. It was for me growing up. It was even hard to have long hair or even medium length hair.
This is what I'm saying. Johnny Depp is about 55. He wears like 3 scarves at a time. He's got, he's got about 19 bracelets to represent each foundation he donates to on his left arm. He's got a leather watch type deal on the other arm.
I feel like Johnny Depp is the kind of person that you would walk up to and be like, "Hey, John, sorry, John, can I call you John?" Yeah, that's fine, whatever. What do you have there? I know he's from Kentucky. What do you have there on your left arm? Yeah, if you look at these. We've got a bunch of bracelets for different
he just always
benefits and things that I've done over the years, and you'll be like, oh, what's that next to the bracelets? And he'd be like, oh yeah, that right there. There's a Rolex actually. Fun fact.
He just always
cost me $25,000. That one did. And then you'd be like, oh, what about the bracelet right next to it? And he'd be like, $10. I gave to it's a yellow one of the ones that we used to get back in the 90s. Back for when people's balls were too big.
You remember
and that would be his whole shtick.
Yeah. The yellow one lives strong. Remember Lance Armstrong? He probably still wears that.
Probably. Right next to his $50 million watch.
What I'm saying is, he goes a bit overboard on the accessorizing. Maybe I'm a hater because I don't
Dylan,
accessorize.
when you're a pirate, you're either on board or you're overboard, bro.
You know what? You're right. Bars. Bars.
That's why I'm gonna drop the mic from now on. Instead, I'm just gonna be.
You know what you need to do. I can't believe you don't have it now. Like you need to have a button fixated whenever you say some hot shit like that. You know, on a lot of this is not that common now, but like on a lot of older, probably like 10-20 years ago, like a lot of older hip hop mixtapes, like the DJ in the background do the siren, then
oh my god, you should watch my gaming live streams.
Oh, you do that?
So yes, so when I'm not here, there's a piece of equipment I don't have here called a Go XLR, and I have 12 sound effects bound to that. One of them is that.
I'd be wearing that.
Another one,
man.
Another one is the Let It Go sound, the music.
Oh yeah.
But instead of Let It Go, it says fuck it all, don't give a shit anymore. That's another one. Another one is the Titanic theme, but played through a recorder.
Recorders.
Another one is the meme where a bunch of people go, oh! That's another one. We have air horns on a separate one. We have the Jeopardy theme. That's really fun when you're waiting for your lobby to connect to the game.
I have a question to propose to you regarding recorders. So we went to public school. In public school, when you're in kindergarten, right? Like it's pretty common to play recorder, right? Did you do that? Did you play recorder? Or did you have access to one?
I think I played one for one day.
Why are there no professional recorder players? Why is no one famous?
Because
for
they're
that?
playing. Recorder is not a professional instrument. That's why.
Says who?
People who play oboe and all of the things recorders can't play.
A recorder is just light, L-I-T-E, oboe.
Think of what would "Shake It Off" sound like by Taylor Swift if there were an oboe in there or a recorder.
I don't know what. I've never heard that song before. You know what? I bet
that'd be terrible.
I bet someone could rip the fuck out of a recorder.
I mean, probably for a meme, but like not on the radio.
My thing is why?
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. TikTok and everybody, camera one. Prove me wrong.
My whole thing is why were recorders pushed on us so heavy, but there's no career in it.
That wasn't me. That's something that you guys got in public school that I didn't get.
Oh, you didn't go to public school?
No, I did go to public school. I just didn't. I played a recorder for one day. Hold on.
What elementary school did you go to?
Is that who I think it is? John Luke? Come here. Come hither. Please? We're both. What do you mean?
Oh, sound a little more excited. Damn. Way to let me down.
Come in here.
I saw your car in the driveway.
Did you actually know that was my car?
No.
Oh, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. By the way, everybody, sorry. Before I forget, this is John Luke. He's the, if you have by some miracle found our crowdfunding page, you've seen his face.
I'm the other one.
This is that man. He's the, and if you've scrolled over that image for longer than 5 seconds, you've seen the super text, which lets you know he's the hot one.
Oh god.
Look at that. You see all those comments that showed up as soon as you got on screen?
Yeah. Mr. J, look. What's up? What's up?
We're actually drinking the apple cider.
Good. Is there any for me?
You can taste some of this one if you would like, or I would happily open you another one.
Lovely.
Also, hold on. Did the beer explode? What do you mean,
The disappointment in your voice
What do you mean,
when you
what
came
beer?
in
The
here.
golden ale that we made together over there. It looks like it tried to water the lawn. John Luke's about to be like, listen.
Okay,
Sometimes
so
plants
we
want
could have
electrolytes.
we could have had the JFK assassination happen in there with all the media coverage and everything, and nobody would have heard about it because that is how isolated that particular area is. I'm talking about the lab. The lab is that isolated. That you could have had that entire series of
That
events
makes me feel better about the lab,
happen.
actually, in general.
and we would
We're
not
gonna
have
pull
known
this
about
out
it.
here. I'm gonna show
Listen,
you guys what the beer
I
looks like.
am only now hearing about this because that is how isolated the events in the lab are. That you could have had that whole series of events happen, and I would not have heard about it. I would not have seen it on TV. I would not have heard about it on the radio during those fireside chats. I would not have heard about it just in passing. I would not have heard about it at church on Sunday. I would not have heard about that shit.
We're gonna go
ever.
to camera 2.
Okay, here we are.
Alright, y'all see this? This is the beer that we made. If you're wondering what this is down here, that's stuff you don't want to see. And if you're wondering what this is up here, all of this, just so you know, that's also stuff you don't want to see. And now, if you've done this before and you're wondering why this isn't clear,
You're seeing it here.
that's
first.
another thing that you don't want to see. And you can't see this, and thank God for that.
What a solid yeast cake.
This up here has become a yeast crystal. Somehow.
Oh,
Do you know what I think? The real reason I think that this has happened actually is because, and I'll take responsibility for this too. I'll share responsibility with John Luke. We double ground the grains when we did this, so we created so much active site that everything just went like a science fair volcano.
we fostered not just one.
But you know what? The airlock is intact, so
But
it's
hundreds-
not contaminated. It's just messy.
hundreds and thousands of yeast crystals.
And that's really how you want your significant others to be. All of the time.
I'm gonna tell my kids about this in front of their mother. They're gonna love that.
Tell them about. Oh man, hey yeah, Uncle Nico. We made really weird innuendos when we were online at one point.
Yeah. at one point,
At several points.
bruh, at this one point, we made innuendos, and then at this other point,
the by 6th. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah. Hey, we kind of like ganged up on you, but how was work actually?
dude, it was great. It was like, it was work. It was work. I don't know.
First of all, I'd like to address your lack of enthusiasm when you walked in here.
Thank you.
No. We're not thanking you.
John
for
Luke's
that.
like, thank you so much. I was trying.
Thank you. I was trying.
You know,
I actually wasn't trying, and it's actually
You walked into the room, saw who was here, and said, and I quote, "Oh."
I did
That's
say that.
That's fucked up.
I said, oh.
It's been a few months since I've seen you, man, and all you got to say is, "Oh."
John Luke he's so used to coming home and seeing all of my lights on and everything, and just going, oh, okay. He didn't even see Dylan back here behind me, which is honestly, it could be forgiven because I'm a pretty big man.
Yeah.
Look at me and all
Yep.
of my limbs.
Yep.
And how long they are.
Yep.
And how skinny some.
That's
some
actually
of
why I
those
said,
limbs
oh.
are.
I just saw this man.
Yeah,
and
John Luke
thought,
saw me and said, "Man, that dude needs a sandwich," and then didn't even register Dylan because this man clearly does not need a sandwich. And that's how John Luke is designed.
That's right.
And here we are.
Sounds about right.
That's what
Can
happened.
I make you or serve you a drink? Okay, that's house.
Yeah, can you get me a...
It's Coke.
Yeah, can I get a bit of that, that bit of the thing? Get a bit of the gabagool.
Yeah, there we go. Alright. That's how we solve that problem. Shot it for net.
We don't have Fernet.
Okay.
So I invite you to look at all of the bottles we have on the back bar. Oh! Wait, hold on. Now that everyone's here, everyone who lives in this state who is part of the thing here, and Hannah's already seen this stuff. I've got some stuff I do want to show the two of you.
I would
that
love
I'm
to see
excited
that.
about. Pick something for us to take shots of. Clear liquor.
You should all know before we do this that I gotta be at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So, lucky for you.
I'm not grabbing you a beer and a shot.
Lucky for you, I'm not supposed to work out tomorrow. So, that's perfectly fine. Yeah,
You'll be alright.
yeah, we'll be fine.
You'll be alright.
What is this?
That's a handle of Bacardi that costs about $17.
Sure does. You want to take a shot of that?
Oh, I feel spoiled.
It's gonna be
Did you
easy.
leave this here for me?
No, I left it there because it's bigger than the other bottles.
Good.
It's heavier.
Where are the real bottles?
Yeah, don't give us Bacardi.
Okay. I was thinking, I don't want to do that to you because you probably paid for this, but.
You say
No, I got that for free.
clear.
Clear. Drink or bourbon? Okay.
Yeah, you could pour that.
Clear.
If you want.
Clear? That's what he said. Nico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clear.
So that means.
What that
Could
is.
we do the Bacardi instead?
Oh,
What? What is that?
That is not good tequila. It's so not good. I don't even want to
Bacardi's
say its name on stream.
Bacardi's not good, but Bacardi's not.
It's.
Bacardi.
I see you, I hear you, and I respect that opinion, and I would still rather have that than the tequila he just grabbed.
Is that bad?
I saw that tequila and thought,
It can't
I
be worse than
remember
Jose.
seeing something like that when I was 7
Stop.
years old
Jose
in
It's like $10.
the grocery store
Jose
when I was
Cuervo
in
is
Columbia.
$10. Damn near.
So it's Jose.
And this man says it's not good tequila, so
It's
I'm
worse?
gonna believe him.
It's
Dude, Jose is bad. Jose is bad. Jose Cuervo is bad.
Wait.
Wow. The tequila worse than Jose Cuervo.
John Luke.
All right,
Pour.
here we are.
To your heart's content.
I will. Or just till the.
Oh, whoa, that's a lot of you guys. Hey, everyone. Yo, wait, hold on, wait. I can't read so good. Jake, Parzilla, Sierra Jade, and Soldier Penguin. Guys, thank you so much for those subs. Subs, bits, tips, donations, and patrons go a long way to make sure that we can continue to do this full time. So, honestly, really, thank you so much. If you're a new sub, you can use up those emotes here. You can use them in the Discord, and you can use them anywhere on Twitch that people will allow you to. But currently, our community favorite is to use the shook emotes.
Do you think
followed by either the martini emote or the shot emote?
Do you think Soldier Penguin is a no limit soldier?
Absolutely, yeah. 100%.
Are you the same Soldier Penguin from Spyro 2? Are you Soldier Penguin?
That's a very.
Kirk Gaming has. Thank you for the sub, man.
Is
I
that a
appreciate
character in
it.
Spyro 2? Yeah.
Raise him if you got him, guys. That includes all of us in this room. Raise him if you got him. You don't have to have a glass, and if you do have a glass, you do not have to have alcohol in it. But thank you all for tuning in and making everything that we do possible. Here's to you. Cheers, guys.
Salud.
Cheers. All of these glasses have alcohol in them.
Salud.
So, salute.
So, you've seen my handwritten notes, but you haven't, for everything to do with the experiment. There's 14 pages of handwritten and hand-drawn notes on everything broken down scientifically. There is a digital file for all of those things, too, that is growing rapidly.
I'll let you boy.
Here is another cool thing. Alright, that's really all the stuff that we're trying to play close to the vest. If you guys are here for that, fantastic. You guys got to hear it, whatever. More power to you. It's all here for you anyway, so.
1 year Nico-versary? Nico-versity?
Guys. So, I actually have to go.
No. That's not John. You want to see this.
Go. Okay.
So, you remember I talked to you about building the bar around the harp, right?
Yes.
So here's my concept currently.
Okay.
Here's a rail, top shelf liquors, high dollar utensils like the flavor blaster that we have.
Yeah.
Any like craft glassware goes on this single rail all the way across. We have 2 rails down here that we use for about 44 different bottles for like rail stuff.
Okay.
Under that, like in this, what would be this space, that's our glassware. You ready to have your mind blown?
Yes. What are you doing? Oh.
That's what the front bar actually looks like.
Oh, damn.
Oh, so you want to have... Okay.
When we renovate. And so these, I was thinking originally would be like chalkboards, but they could be like as little as 34-inch PC monitors that we could just click in there. And one would have one person's point of view, and one monitor would have the other person's point of view.
I like that.
And the bar, we're separating into distinct areas. So here, there's a beer area, there's a coffee area, there's bar 1. This is a 12-foot bar for concept, and this is 7 feet. That's about a 10-foot bar back behind us. So there'd be one bar with a rail and everything for one person, and another bar with a rail and everything for another person, and a shared area where in the middle they both have sink, dish, garbage, recycling, and maybe on the top of the bar an absinthe fountain.
Yeah.
And then on the edges is where we'd have like really specialized stuff like here. I drew in to scale like what a draft would look like. Yeah. A two system draft, 2-line draft.
Alright.
And these are lattices. They're 2-inch lattices that we could get by just getting plywood, 2-inch plywood, and cutting it to shape.
I like your system. I like it a lot. There's no buts.
Oh, okay.
Now that you say that. Okay. Plumbing is a big thing. Yeah. So the plumbing, that we already know.
We can't do it here because we're already underground.
underground.
Yeah, we already know
It's a
that
lot of work here.
it can be done here, but we already know the plumbing is an issue. So
It turns this into a $2,000 project if we were doing it above ground to a $20,000 project because we're doing it underground.
goddamn, it's really not that big of a deal. It doesn't need to be underground if it's done here. But here's my thing is you know how you got like Bloody Mary bars with the different spices and everything that you would have with a Bloody Mary? Okay. So find the absinthe version of a Bloody Mary and then find the absinthe Bloody Mary version of a Bloody Mary bar with absinthe instead of vodka. And that is how you sell the absinthe part of having absinthe on top of everything else on your bar.
Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. We were caught up with each other for a minute. Two base sync. I ideally, yes, only because being trained as a professional with like food safety and stuff like that, I would like to have one partition for like dumping and one partition for hand washing. But in general, there would be no glass washing in there. There would be separate lines running out to rinsers and to the dishwasher and stuff like that. The dishwasher would be under the sink. It would be like a 2-drawer dishwasher. I've put a lot of thought into this, but
When
Yeah.
Seabug says PEX, do they mean Pyrex or?
hopefully.
Y'all want some moonshine? Just reap the harvest of
I was
my
gonna
latest
say-
run. It's blueberry cobbler. It's
Can't go wrong
yes.
with Pyrex.
Shoot mine. For legal reasons, we
Shoot
have
mine,
to tell
welcome
you. No, absolutely not. But for personal reasons, I would like to tell you to DM me on Instagram. So that I could give you information that might help you get that product in front of me during this live stream. But yeah, that's the way that I've designed it, and like when you look at these, each of the squares is 4 inches apart, and that way we can do the way that we have it here. We may need 1 or 2 more cameras, but you can plan it if you fold this so that you can see what the front bar looks like against the back bar and how much space people would take on the back bar. You sort of like know where the angles need to be for each of these different shots.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You're doing this.
This was originally designed for our move to DC, but we may be moving just to a bigger spot here in North Carolina, in Charlotte. Stay here. Yeah, stay here. It's going to cost us $300 more a month, but it's better than costing $400 more a month in DC. Sorry, $500 more a month in DC. Just stay here. I like that plan. I need to message more people on my team about how that's going to unfold, but this, just the way that you guys haven't actually seen what this looks like, but in general, this is what you would see from the bar that we're gonna do, hopefully.
I gotta say, I like your plan. I like it a lot. And I gotta say, in your free time, it's not even your free time. Your entire job description is very, very different from mine. So in the time that you have, the stuff that you have shown me, that you've come up with, is incredible. And it makes me really, really envious of you, because I work a 9-to-5 job every day. And I see this man and the stuff that he produces, and it makes me kind of wonder, like, oh shit, what am I doing with my life? This is one of those things. And
You're about to be doing this.
yeah, I'm about to be doing this.
The Discord has gotten a taste of this, but both of these gentlemen are about to take a much more active role in this live stream for the next 2 months.
Good. I like
we have a large project coming up, and a large part of it is what John Link and I were doing with the Golden Ale when we brewed that last, and I'll bring that back up to show you guys. We brewed this entirely from scratch.
So just for reference, we have brewed other shit from scratch before, and I have had it, and for what it's worth, if you care at all about my opinion, it has been dope as fuck. It's been good shit. It's been top shelf, grocery store shit since we started. Except for the orange cider. That sucked. That sucked
Well,
real
that one
hard.
blew up.
That one
literally.
was awful. That was
Belgian
that sucked.
white next. So technically, the next beer that we will make will be Belgian beer. And if anyone is wondering, for posterity's sake, if there's a random person coming across this a long time from now, the reason we're focusing on Belgian beer is because Belgium is the only country in history who has decided actively to make beer part of their national identity. It is such a huge deal for them, the same way that wine is such a huge deal for people from France, that that's the model that we're trying to follow. And I'm doing research on Trappist breweries and just Belgian breweries in general and the history and everything, and trying to make sure that we respect the same things that they respect, and that it's all above board going in.
In Russia, beer is considered a soft drink.
That sounds like a very Schoenmein thing to say.
In Russia, Coca-Cola is considered a beer because beer is simply soft drink.
In Russia, beer drink you. Fucking pussy.
In Soviet Russia.
In Soviet Russia.
In Soviet Russia. Sound like Borat.
Oh, you know what's crazy? Actually, I was I looked up Flemish accents because you remember growing up, I never thought Dad had an accent.
Yeah.
But now I know he must have.
Yeah.
So I went back and
It's
I
hard
was
to overlook that
I was looking like what do Belgian French accents are horrible. Sorry, in my personal opinion, they're very like if you were to say something, then this is, you would say it like this and then bye bye.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
You
like
talk like that, the Belgians are gonna
it's
say
very
like, oh yeah.
inflectual and it's very insexual the way that they speak French. But the like when you look at the Flemish accent translated to English, that's actually the way Dad spoke, and that's the way that I sound like when I do what I imagine to be a German accent.
Yeah.
So our father sounded more like this in large parts. So he wouldn't say things like theta, he would say theta.
Yeah. Also, Lilith,
That's where that comes from, if you guys are wondering.
have you are you joking right now? I can't tell. I don't know.
La Russia
Can you
is
just-
a mix of, wow,
So, Lilith, I
5%
will.
ABV.
I'm gonna go ahead and concede that if it's 5% ABV, you can have a really, really good time off of that. But it's also not really. There's not really anything indicative about being in like the 5% ABV.
I'm from Belgium, and to be honest, the accent is quite funny in comparison to other. Thank you.
It
I
is,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
It's a very
Our
different
dad
accent.
was born. I don't know if he was born there, but he grew up in Comines, but he was in the Flanders side of Belgium, so Flemish was technically his first language. Because I'm on social media everywhere, I get reamed on this a lot, that I sound like a German speaker when I speak English.
Sure,
Which is a huge compliment for me, actually. Because have you ever heard someone from Germany speak English? If you have,
I'm sure I
how
have.
stupid did you feel?
What do you mean?
When you hear someone who speaks German as their native language, when they speak English, it kind of comes out like, listen, it's okay.
When I first learned English, I remember the very first thing that I had difficulty with
They are alarming.
was the structure between these ontological distinction between this and this, and also the tautological distinction between this and this.
Also,
are-
saying
like-
the word squirrel is a very hard word.
9.8% is
If you-
perfect tier 3 hop form.
Squirrel.
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 No, they are-
Squirrel.
They are alarmingly efficient at being good English
The
speakers.
Dutch.
So here's the-
Dutch are
Here's-
not very good at saying the word squirrel.
It doesn't go the other way.
Here's my theory, right? So
Squirrel.
German and Flemish as in a broad stroke sense as a dialect of German. They're both synthetic languages, meaning that they're languages that take many separate concepts and try to break them down into one word so that you can communicate more easily. One big word better than lots of small words in English, right? And then you have other English other languages that communicate better when they string together lots of small words, and that's how Spanish and French and Italian work.
So when the Italians say gabagool, what they're really saying is
What they're really saying is probably small meat.
no.
Could you imagine though? Could you imagine New Yorkers in Italy? They're probably already over this and they understand that gabagool means something like small meat. But in Italy, could you imagine going like, "Hey man, listen, I'm trying to get the gabagool. You hear me right now?"
All
And the Auk on the other side is going, "All right, he's asking for a small dick, but okay, all right,
All right, so-
fuck me, I guess."
Well, all right. I guess I didn't.
So
Can we chop that small now? Can we do that now?
we're all from the South. We all live in the South.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? And I'm asking because I don't know. I just want to hear what y'all's opinions. What is the difference between sauce and gravy? You know what I'm referring to? What
One
I'm
is
talking
fat
about?
based, one is water based.
Gravy,
Are you sure? Are you sure about
Gravy
that?
takes practice.
That's for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. I don't.
Well,
know.
no, that's my assumption as like going into it immediately. Gravy can be cooked down. You can't
Gravy
cook down
has
sauce.
fat in it. Gravy has fat in it, man.
I don't know about that. I think some people
You
probably
can
disagree
cook
with that.
down sauce and it will still be sauce. You can't cook down sauce and turn it into gravy. You can cook down gravy and it will still be gravy, and it will never turn into sauce.
You can have apple sauce, but no apple gravy.
Do we have any people from New Jersey or New York that have Italian descent that can clarify this for us?
Listen to me, okay? I'm switching to camera one for this one, okay? You can be a goat dripping in the sauce, okay? But you can't be a throat dripping in the sauce. Unless you're friends with the right people, in which case maybe you do have a throat dripping with the sauce. In
And-
which case I'm really trying to see how long my friend is willing to bank on this weird non sequitur that I'm making for this entire bit.
Hey, you know what? If you have a throat dripping with the sauce, you gotta take care of that thing I told you to take care of. Okay? Camera one. This emoji right here.
That's camera 2. Thank God for that. There we go. Camera 3.
Woo! Gravy and sauce either way is good. That's not what
Lucid Dreamer. That's not what we're getting at.
I want.
Gravy is
I think it's-
fat based.
But you know what I think it might
Sauce is carb
be?
based.
I think it's a regional thing though too. Like I think it might. It actually might be the same thing, but if you're from Jersey, it's one thing. If you're from New York, it's another thing. Or it's one is
The
sauce,
difference
one is
between
gravy.
sauce and gravy is the same difference between both of those things in marinade. You don't cook something in marinade. Marinade is
Right.
meant to just fucking sit around the thing that you're about to cook
Correct.
and break down those proteins and those fats and things.
Correct.
So you can have a marinade and a sauce and a gravy. You can, but you have to add extra steps between all of those
You
things.
can't put sauce on biscuits. So, first thing about that, people up north don't know the way of the Lord and they don't know anything about biscuits. So that's that. It's gravy only. Fight me. I will die on this hill. You can put sauce on biscuits, but it's not. Why would you want to?
It's not the same.
Why would you want
Like
to?
when you think about sauce, right? I'm sure you're thinking about like, oh man, Sweet Baby Ray's, right? You're not thinking about
guess.
Kiko Man. I'm trying to put that low sodium soy sauce on top of my like that's sauce to me is like it's a water based thing.
So what?
It's like salts.
So-
mostly in the sauce.
When I think of sauce, I'm a Southern boy. I'm from North Carolina. I think about my
vinegar.
Complete. It immediately goes to barbecue.
Yeah.
Immediately goes to barbecue.
Immediately.
When I think of gravy,
I'm
When I
trying to
think-
think about some fermented onions and some.
when I think of gravy, I think about the gravy like biscuits and gravy. That's what I think of.
That's yes. Textbook definition wise, technically yes, that is gravy. But like what the people want from gravy is not that.
What do the people want from gravy?
Carolina barbecue, brother. They want that. They want that acidity. They
Dude.
want that bite that cuts through that fat
Son, I'm right on board with
on
you.
that big old brisket that you threw on for like 48 hours for 2 days.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Sorry, this is a
Talk to me.
whole other language. I am actually bi-dialectical, and so is Dylan, and that's not a word I just thought of. If you can look it up, Google it, go for it.
If you ain't from the South, you just won't get it. Barbecue is a
Oh man, a real deep sauce talk. Yeah, there's no other kind. Right?
barbecue is a religion down here. I'm partial to North Carolina style, obviously, because we're from North Carolina.
Because we have taste.
Correct.
Duh.
Dude, honestly, man, fuck that ketchup-based shit. I ain't feeling it.
I agree. I strongly agree.
I ain't
Actually,
feeling
the difference between Carolina barbecue and barbecue anywhere else around the world is the same difference between how you would pair your wine with your food. I'm not just throwing that out there randomly. Carolina barbecue is based around acidity and being able to break down the compounds that otherwise would not be tolerable or flavorful to your palate. It's designed around like breaking that stuff down and finding things that will make things taste better and bring out the character of the meat that you're working with, whether you've left it there on a smoking pit for 36 hours or you've thrown it in your pan for 4 hours or whatever.
The acidity in the vinegar breaks down the fats. It breaks down the ligaments and the tendons. If you have a especially rough cut of meat.
I'm struggling because like I'm salivating so much right now.
God, this sounds so good.
It's so different, and the same like methodology applies to when you're pairing like wine or whiskey or beer or anything to a food. It's just that Carolina barbecue kicks that up a notch. They take it to the second degree so that you can have whatever beer or wine or whatever you want, and you will still be able to enjoy your whiskey.
Mississippi food is all right. Texas food, Mississippi doesn't have their own type of barbecue, I don't think. And if they do, please expound, because that's not something I'm.
I want to know more about Mississippi food right now. Actually,
You didn't know Texas had barbecue?
No, Mississippi.
Mississippi? Wait, you didn't know Mississippi?
I've
had
heard
barbecue?
Texas is very good at making toast.
Mississippians, or whatever they're fucking
What's
called.
Mississippi style barbecue then?
I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
But I know
It's where
they
they
have
take some
barbecue.
of the water out
I
of
know
the
that
river.
Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Florida,
No.
and Georgia,
No.
and North Carolina,
I want to fucking.
and West Virginia all
The only difference
all have
between-
barbecue.
Let-
They
hey,
all have
The
barbecue.
only difference between
And
Mississippi
Kentucky.
barbecue and
Kentucky.
our barbecue is that they don't pronounce half the letters.
Time.
Okay,
Time.
I know that none of them
This
even
is
hold a
guys,
this is how
candle to
Mississippi
North Carolina
barbecue.
barbecue.
This is how
But they
Mississippi
all have
barbecue sounds like. Let me tell you.
Coming
All right,
from-
it sounds like that. Okay, you ready? This is Mississippi barbecue. That's like.
Okay, time. Okay, first of all, Florida
Tell
barbecue is
me
not.
I'm wrong.
First of all, Florida barbecue is not a thing, and if it
No,
is,
it's not.
that sounds fucking horrible. I don't want Florida
Okay,
barbecue.
you're
Florida-
right.
Florida
It's not-
barbecue
it's
is
not a
pollo
thing.
tropical.
Listen, all right,
It's like
listen.
it's a Peruvian
Florida-
rotisserie
okay,
chicken
you're
going
right.
around and
You're
around.
right.
It's
You're
rotisserie.
right.
It's rotisserie
Florida-
alligator.
You're
Yes.
right. Florida barbecue is not a thing. We can all agree on that. But
You got Carolina style.
Floridians disagree. Anyway.
How else are Americans going to get their daily recommended amount of alligator, John Lee?
Alligator?
Yes.
I
I need 100 grams of alligator every single day.
Okay.
And how am I going to get that if I can't count on establishments in
thought
Florida
you were gonna say
cooking that alligator for me and making it taste like chicken?
I thought you were gonna say something non-essential. Okay.
Like
So-
flamingo?
Like flamingo.
There's flamingo in there.
There's
I'm
too
just saying
many.
I need
There's
to
too
get
much.
that alligator.
All
There's
right.
too much for Floridian barbecue, there's too much flamingo.
I don't. Listen, we can all agree. Fuck Florida barbecue. If it's a thing or if it's not,
That's fair.
fuck that.
That's fair.
We got Carolina style, we
Damn,
got
that's
Kentucky
fair.
style, we got Texas style, we got this is South Carolina as a
Yeah.
style, I think.
Yep.
Tennessee?
It's North Carolina
North
style.
Carolina's the way to go.
Is-
Halfway
is-
there.
end of the day.
That's what South Carolina style is like. Don't go to South Carolina for barbecue.
If it listen,
Unless you live there and you can't help it, in which case God help you.
is this camera 2? Camera 1?
Camera 1 is up there. I got you.
Is Tennessee barbecue a thing?
Camera 1. It might be. Camera 1.
There we go.
Don't go to South Carolina unless it's Charleston. Okay? If you're not going to Charleston, get the fuck out of South Carolina. Don't go to Myrtle Beach, okay? Don't go to Spartanburg, Lancaster, okay?
Statesville?
That's in North Carolina.
That's North Carolina. Greenville?
But also yes, don't go to Statesville.
Don't go to Statesville. Please don't.
What I'm saying is, if it's not Charleston, South Carolina can be thrown out. You know what I was thinking the other day? I was having this conversation the other day. Myrtle Beach is like the white trash Aruba. 100%.
It's a couple rungs below that.
It
The fact
really
that
is.
some people believe that that's a true statement
That's what I'm
is
saying.
terrifying.
That's what I'm
White
saying.
trash Aruba
It's,
is
it's,
like
it's
royalty.
several
for
rungs below Aruba.
White trash.
Calling
Aruba.
it white trash Aruba is also not
That's
entirely
like calling
true.
Myrtle Beach.
That would be calling like it would be
Atlantis.
like,
You
oh my
can't
God,
do that.
Charleston. Listen to me. You got to go to Charleston. It's like the white people's Thailand. It's like the you can't compare the two things. It's apples and oranges. You can't just be like,
have you
oh,
met-
listen to me. That's like
Have
the
you
apples
met
of all
Sealand?
oranges.
Have you met Sealand? Have you met Aquaman? Have you met?
Listen to
live
me.
there.
Listen to me. You ever gone out? To
They
the
live
beach
there. They
and
live
you go
there.
out there and you see the water, and you put your feet out in the water and you're just relaxing there. You got your towel set out
Who are
and
you
you're
supposed to
listening to
be
some
right
music, and suddenly you feel something between your toes.
Who's he supposed to be right
And
now?
it doesn't feel so bad, and it's washing up between
Who's he
your
doing right
toes.
now?
Frank.
And
from
you
Always
realize
Sunny in Philadelphia.
after a certain amount of time, it's seaweed. It's been washing back and forth between your toes,
How do we get here?
and it feels so good. And you've got the weirdest erection out of anybody there on the public beach
Hey now. Weird erections.
in Hoboken
Trending.
on the Hudson River, and you're there standing 6 inches tall, 8 inches if you ask your girlfriend.
wait.
Oh wait, hold on. Where? Wait, hold up.
No, you're right for saying that. This got.
Thank God for that, man. I was gonna ad lib until somebody stopped me.
Can you confirm? Who said what? Wait, hold up.
Look at this. Take a
Thank
moment.
you,
Deep
lucid
breath.
dreaming.
Continue. How many times have you seen your girlfriend have one, sir? I would love to say that to one of my guests. It doesn't always have to be like The Godfather, the consigliere voice.
That's not really a question.
Is that what you're
answer,
doing?
Right? That's not really.
Marlon
Okay.
Brando? No, I wasn't going that hard. I was going, and like younger Marlon Brando.
Al
I wasn't going like.
Michael.
Listen.
Al Pacino. Michael. Michael. Al Pacino.
How many times have you seen your girlfriend have one, sir?
How do you?
And then your guest would be like, "Why are you talking to me like that?"
Hey, your guess would
And
be
then
like,
you would immediately fire back with this.
I have a speech impediment.
Listen, I'm not speech impediment.
Also, before we're
I
not
totally
going to go deeper into
understand.
that, if you do have a speech impediment, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah.
I don't believe Marlon Brando did have one.
No.
But
So
No.
you know how he
I believe he still does not have one.
Oh, I would hope not because he's dead.
So yeah.
fair fact, yeah.
You know how he developed that. So what he did for The Godfather to speak that way, he for the shooting of the film he put cotton balls in his mouth, like really like
That makes sense, actually.
cotton balls back here, and that's how he got that vocal inflection.
Okay. You wanna go? You can do that without the cotton ball.
And that's obvious why in the movie his cheeks are like this fucking
Yeah.
big.
You know what he should have done? He should have used real, honest-to-God, God-given testicles like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Like, we just, you get a few of your good friends, you get them in there,
Yeah, get a couple
And you
of.
sounded like my
I don't want to
granddad.
brag or
All
anything,
you-
but
all
I
you
haven't
need-
used
you
mine
listen to
yet.
me. I'm telling you, kid. You just need 3 testicles on either side. You just gotta have 2 close friends and 1 friend that's flexible. That's what I'm saying.
You just need one friend that's flexible.
This is really why I do this in actual reality. It's not to make you guys. I mean, I love making you all laugh. To be real with y'all, but it's really to surprise these guys with the weird fucking jokes that I come up with while y'all are watching.
And
He does.
give me
have
camera 1,
weird
your camera 2,
fucking
whatever camera
jokes.
this is.
Camera 1.
And all this is to say, Carolina barbecue's the only way to go,
It really is.
and that's all that.
So we struggled. I struggled. I can't speak for others. I can only speak for myself. I struggled to come up with names of other states that had competitive barbecue. And honestly,
Same.
like
Though, honestly,
I
I feel like my brain would have been like Texas, maybe South Carolina.
anyone from any other state, any state other than North Carolina, feel free
I'll tell you right
to
now,
contend.
just throw the entire South. on
Texas
the map.
is a close second.
For
That's
competitive
fair.
barbecue.
Yeah,
a close
but I feel
second.
like it's between
I agree.
whether you
I
do
agree.
something
I
acid-based
agree.
or not, or acid or
In
fat-based.
terms of barbecue styles, it's like 3 or 4.
Because I was born and
Styles, I
raised, because I was raised in North Carolina, I can't accept any other state to be above North Carolina's
No, I won't.
barbecue. I can't.
I won't.
Not. I can't do it. Not
Agreed.
not easily.
Heard, agreed.
Yes.
I do enjoy like Kentucky style and Texas style.
Yeah,
I do like
Kentucky's
that.
good. Kentucky's
However,
good. Texas is good.
North Carolina is
North
great.
Carolina, yeah.
It's nice. It's like the difference between like
It's
peasant
cool.
bread and sourdough. I love peasant bread. I would make that every single day for myself until the day I die, and I would never feel like I missed anything out.
Oh, yeah.
Like sourdough
I
is this
also love
weird
pizza.
thing that people have decided to romanticize for themselves, where it's like, oh my god, it's like it hurts me the way I hurt myself, and it's like, no, you're eating sourdough bread.
It burns and screams.
Just eat
my
regular
insides.
fucking bread.
Yeah.
Who has the nicest bread out of y'all from Lucid Dreamer?
Who has the nicest
it's
bread?
It's gonna be between me and John Luke. Have you ever made bread?
I have.
Throw down. Tell me about your bread, Dylan.
So the bread I made, it was. Are you familiar with? The name is very silly. The name of the bread is called Amish friendship bread. Are you familiar with this?
No, but I feel like
It's a real bread,
Hey, it's probably really good fucking bread.
dude. It's good as fuck, bro.
It's probably really fucking
It's fire.
It's probably.
You know what
it's
it-
friendship
You
bread.
made Amish friendship
You made
bread.
friendship
Swear to God.
bread.
That has got to be fake.
That's no.
Look it up. I
No.
swear to God.
I'm
That's-
using my phone to live stream.
That's
I
the
can't
bread.
look it up.
That's the bread that Amish people they make jokes with one another about that bread, and they're like, oh yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
you know
the-
what? Now
the people
now
on
that
the
I'm thinking
internet,
about
they
it,
think this is
now
really
that I'm
good
thinking
bread.
about it, I get it. There's historical precedent. The earliest version of Amish friendship bread that you guys are probably familiar with here in chat, and what we probably know of here, is what Jesus gave to his friends at the Last Supper.
Wait.
That was Amish friendship bread.
So you know what it tastes like?
He
though?
actually, in point of fact, quote to quote, said, "Take this and eat of my body. It is not bread. It is Amish friendship bread.
That's right.
And please, for the love of God, none of you kill me."
Yeah.
And
He said
that was
Amish friendship bread.
100% true. I love, by the way, that I've set this up so that it all reads in comic book sense.
No, you should-
So what it tastes like is it's kind of like cinnamon flavored pound cake. It's very good. It's very good. So not like a sandwich type bread. It's like it's sweet. It's
pastry bread.
Yeah, right.
I've had many cinnamon flavored things in my life.
That's the kind of
Cinnamon
bread.
flavored pound cake.
That's the kind of bread you get
You fuck a pound cake?
after.
You know what it's probably missing? Needs some cocoa.
That's the kind of bread you fuck
Cinnamon.
after you have your sandwich. You have pound cake
Not
after.
too much creaminess.
after.
Not too much butter. Not too
Cinnamon.
much anything.
It doesn't need cocoa. Cinnamon. The cinnamon hit.
Strongly agree.
Does it?
That's right. You're allowed to be wrong on this live stream.
You're also allowed to be wrong on your own live stream.
Yeah.
We'll wait for that to happen when it does. Anyway,
Hello.
who has the best facial hair out of y'all?
Well, I'm gonna
What?
also.
And what's y'all's best pickup line?
Can we get this camera right here again?
Camera one?
I would also like to point out mine is kind of like a little red colored. It's like the color of mom's
Definitely just kind of, I don't know. Should we take
This
to
is the
vote?
thumbnail, actually.
This is it right here.
It's just it's John-Luc grabbing Dylan's beard.
Wait. Okay, so we're up.
It's alright.
It's both of
Alright.
us grabbing
Go ahead.
Dylan's beard,
So
John-Luc.
There.
We're
So
both
we're
just
here.
yes.
That's right.
There
So
we go.
You get closer. Hold on. Get closer in the frame.
Yes.
Okay.
We have to, John-Luc.
Yeah,
you,
okay.
You
No,
have
that's
to,
good.
you
That's
have to
perfect.
lock eyes with me.
And I'm,
we have to
looking at the
grab-
camera.
There we go.
Someone please take.
We're gonna find this frame later.
Someone please take a
It's
picture
so
of this.
soft. Why is
Clip,
it so soft?
clip this shit
know.
right now. Clip it, please. Thank you.
There we go. You, Dylan, actually
There it
didn't
is.
have to grab my butt through the whole
Lilith
thing,
got it.
but I'm glad that he did. It really added so much to the whole scene. Actually,
It's for posture support.
it's for posterity's sake.
Yeah.
Meaning my posterior.
All of those.
Actually, Dylan didn't do any of that. I'm ad libbing, and I'm bad at it.
Cut big and luscious, baby.
Clean cut, big and luscious.
So,
Baby face.
Well, you're clean cut. I'm big and luscious. Who's baby face?
Me,
Probably
I
me.
would imagine.
Are you?
You're clean cut.
He's
I'm
facial
baby
hair.
face.
He's facial
You-
hair.
Brother. You seen yourself in a mirror?
I'm talking about him. I'm not talking about me.
Best pickup lines now. Okay.
I'm clean cut. You are big and luscious.
He's baby
Or maybe
face.
I'm baby face.
Has the best despite
That's
the
what I'm
back
I'm
lack
baby
of
face. I
volume.
think he's clean cut.
That's fair. That's
Oh,
fair.
because the hairstyle.
I do like quite a bit of volume. I don't have this man's volume.
It has the lack of volume. It has the best. What? It has the best despite the lack of volume. What do you?
LTNS at the
Lens
bar.
at the bar. Oh wait, hold on, Loriander, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. How's it going?
Welcome.
Wait, we still have your bottle with the name on it.
What's poppin'? What's up with it?
Camera 2. There we go. Never forget. If anyone's wondering, by the way, if you donate, hallo, hallo und willkommen. Ja, hallo, hi,
Hello.
und wie geht's?
Und vodka.
So
und-
Loriander donated a certain amount, and she said, they said, grab whatever you want, just put my name on it, it'll be fine. And so we got Pink Whitney. So Loriander, thank you so much. We still have this, thanks to you.
What is that?
Pink Whitney, just grapefruit flavored vodka.
Pink Whitney.
What is that bottle? It is Pink Whitney.
It is grapefruit flavored vodka. So I'm told.
Yeah, it's good shit.
And here we are, and
It
so
is.
be it.
It is vodka, and it is grapefruit flavored.
All right. We are deeply into this live stream. It is, yeah, I do kind of need to head out here in a minute.
Yeah, same.
That's it.
Good. So, we're all gonna do a shot then.
Okay.
Cool.
So who picked the last shot? You did, right?
Yeah. I
Before we do a shot, I want to talk about the next stage of what this project looks like.
did. Okay.
John-Luc and I have already brewed 2, 3.5 beers together. And every single time that we've brewed something new, it's not always, I say 2.5 beers. That doesn't include the wine, the cider, the mead, and everything that we've done till then.
Oh, yeah.
We've worked on probably 20 homebrew fermentation projects, and every single time we test something new, probably against better judgment, but like we have results for those experiments now, which is really cool. So we've done 2 different kinds of beer. we've done 9 different kinds of cider, 7 of which were experiments, and 5 of which were palatable. And meaning they didn't explode.
We tried them, so you didn't have
And
to.
we're making a mead still that we're still fully committed to, and it's been racked, and we're waiting to bottle it. One of the big things that Jean-Luc and I are waiting to do is something that we talked about doing after our very first beer, something called an Uber beer, which is it's a term that we have coined to reference any beer that uses the any experimental procedures or ingredients to add additional nutritional value to the beer that you're used to drinking, while retaining that classic beer flavor profile. So we're working on that, and that's going to be the next big project that we do, and hopefully we can make enough to barrel age some of that.
Go team.
Have you read Lilith's comment?
TheDylanTay on TikTok. I'm mostly interested in the mead. Free plug for you. Oh, yeah, so we've documented pretty much every single step that's taken to make the mead on social media. All of them are going to be on YouTube, even including racking the mead after several months of letting it sit by itself. But everything that we've learned from that, we're taking into making this Uber beer. So one of the big steps that we're taking, the very next thing that we're going to do is making several 1-gallon batches using different grains, not barley, that I don't want to divulge here because it's all here in this big notebook with handwritten notes and data. So we're going to be making actually 6 1-gallon batches, one with barley, like your regular beer stuff, and the rest with not barley, and you guys can wait and see what that looks like when we're actually brewing that stuff. And the big dream is that Uber beer will be a category of beer, kind of like you have IPAs and Pilsners and stuff like that. Uber beer will be all-encompassing for anything made.
It'll be its own thing.
With these grains that aren't what you're used to, like barley and wheat or whatever. We're using some pretty interesting stuff, and we're starting with. Is it alright? Can I give them one
Critical
that we're
mast. You want to start them off the critical mast, or?
just I want to tell them one grain that we're gonna use.
Okay.
Okay, so the very first beer that we're making, our passion project, is actually called Critical Mast, with the T at the end. It's something it's a name Jean-Luc and I thought of because this idea of creating a beer that will do something for you has been something that we've thought of since the very first beer that we made, 2 years ago now. And we want to make that. We're gonna call it Critical Mast because we think it's funny, but it's gonna be a blend of all of these other things and everything that we've experimented with up until this point. And if we don't secure the funding to go all the way with this, that's fine. We have another experiment that we're going to try halfway through in the hopping stages using alternative bittering agents. And if you want to know what that means, you can Google it, because I don't want to talk about it on live stream at 1080p.
Oh yeah. Alternative bittering agents, yeah.
Yep.
So,
yeah, we've been live for well over 2 hours. Guys, thank you everyone for tuning in, sticking around, showing up. I do appreciate it.
hold on, wait a minute. What beside having a magnificent beer does the middleman provide? I'll let you guys answer that.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you guys answer that.
All right.
What does
When you say middleman, do you mean, how do you mean?
literally the guy who's in the middle?
You mean
Oh,
the
okay.
Master of ceremonies, or you mean?
Well, Dylan and I have worked together in the past on, camera 3, so that this doesn't feel weird. I need another beer.
If you guys want to hype me up, it's fine.
Dylan and I have already worked together on several projects up to this point, not least of which Dillo Talk, if you want to look that up, DYLOTALK, all one word. just Google it and watch those things. They're really, really fun. So Dylan and I have worked together across a lot of different pieces of content as I've gone deeper and deeper into this stuff full time. And it's always been something that I really wanted to share with everyone in my family. So part of it will be doing Remotely Funny with Dylan, and part of it will be the Uber Beer project with Jean-Luc. And Dylan will be part of both of those things, and Jean-Luc will be part of both of those things. But yeah, if you wanted to find like the one moment where we are about to start something new, and we will go top and deep line on everything that you need to know, or anyone would need to know to do this kind of stuff, this is the best time to follow. Because this is going to be the next 3 months of stuff that we have planned. Literally, I have all of the content and all of the live streams planned like week by week by week for the next 3 months. So, if you haven't followed already and you want to learn how to make this kind of stuff from scratch, now is a good time to follow. So intense. You don't need all of this stuff too. I'm gonna, if you're worried about the intensity, like I and my viewers and stuff will tell you, like I'll break stuff down so that you don't need some of the stuff that I have here, and you don't need to jump straight up to the level that I'm doing it at. But I'm fortunate to have the grinder and the friends and all of that stuff to do everything that I'm about to do. If you don't have all that stuff, then I'm more than happy to answer questions and to have you follow along and make as much as you can and do whatever you can along with the rest of us. If anything, it will only provide more results that we can use to really bring this concept out to where we want it to be, because we actually do want this to be like a commercially available thing for everyone. And we also want you guys to know how to just make it at home. We're not trying to keep any of this secret. We're not trying to patent it and trademark and do all this stuff and make sure that you guys can't do this shit at home. Like we're really trying to make sure that you guys know that you can make these things. You can make beer and you can make liquor, you can make whatever at home, and it can do stuff for you if you give it a little bit of thought. And that's where we're going with this. So hopefully that answers your question. We can't distill anything, by the way. Point of legal fact: we can't distill anything yet. That is one of our stretch goals for the crowdfunding. And if we get that, then we can sell it anywhere. So,
Yeah, buddy.
why is the chat working? Why is chat fine? Guys, so unfortunately this has to be the end of the live stream. The lag, super lag. Oh no, I didn't realize. I hadn't seen any of these. Want to have a math debate? No, you don't. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in, sticking around, showing up. I do appreciate it. Thanks for all of your help and support. Hopefully we have been helpful and supportive as well. We're reaching the end of this live stream today. The next live stream should be tomorrow around about the same time, the same place. I may be doing another bar live stream, but it's probably going to be more around the home brewing and updating you guys on what's going on. Thank you all for tuning in. Dylan, Jean-Luc, if you guys want to take a minute to plug whatever social media stuff you guys have.
Yeah, I thought we were doing a shot.
Oh, if you want to pour them.
Okay.
I just signed up for TikTok on this stream, as most of you saw. TheDylanTay,
And you got a follower in less than a minute.
I got 2. Adam Michelson, my boy. TheDylanTay, DYLANTAY on TikTok and Instagram for that matter. I'll let you boy.
Jean-Luc, where can we find you on social media?
I don't remember, but
That's not an acceptable answer.
I think I'm.
Jean-Luc's social media will be fully fleshed out before the next live stream.
Yes.
I promise y'all that.
I will. It will be because I'm part of the review project.
If you think I am worth following, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
But you haven't met my brother. You will want to follow this man
I will try.
when he decides to finally do this stuff. He's going to do some stuff you've never seen before. He's going to say some things you've never heard before. I'm excited for him to go live with that.
I'll
But
do my best.
cheers, gentlemen.
Salute.
Here's to y'all.
Cheers.
And we out this bitch.
All right, and yeah, that is going to be it for this live stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in, sticking around.
That was good.
Hopefully we've been helpful for y'all as well. That's why we do everything that we do here. The next live stream isn't going to be until tomorrow, same time, same place. And until then, thank you all for tuning in, sticking around. I do appreciate it, and hopefully we see you all in the next live stream. Till then, take care of each other. Be good, be helpful, be kind, and I'll see you all in the next live stream.
And
Good night, everybody.
And keep rocking in the free world.
Yes. That's important. Have a good night. Keep rocking.